Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to oh wow, great start.
Nice.
The Pulsar Premier League Premier Division playoffs, the finals, the last few games of this division of the Pulsar Premier League. My name is Shalthus. I am joined by the one, the only, Findable Carpet. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am very excited for this. We have a great set of matches on the table between these teams right now. We're looking at in the first round here. As you can all probably see on the stream right now, we've got Apollo 11 going up against Foremost, Weebs and Wheels taking on Boots and Cats in the very first round, the winners of which will then move on to face both Double Tap and Ever Satil in the next round, both fighting for a spot in the finals to ultimately win these playoffs. So it is looking very exciting. Some really solid teams here. Some teams we haven't seen play in the greater scene in a long time, who have hung out to continue to play here in the Pulsar Premier League. So I think it's all just fantastic in my opinion. I think we're in store for some great stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. A lot of these teams have really shown pretty hard in this season. Even if the points may or may not have shown it, they definitely have. I mean, I've seen a lot of the replays. I've watched a lot of the games. We've even casted a few. A lot of them really got to shine pretty hard. I'm excited. As far as predictions go, it's hard to say. If we're going by just points, Double Tap went pretty much undefeated. They only had a few losses, but they took every single series under their own. So, by statistic-wise, I'd have to go with Double Tap. But honestly, it's hard to say. I've seen Boots and Cats show some really cool stuff. I know Apollo 11 has their days where they just show up and stomp on people. We got a couple subs and Foremost, so that will be interesting. E-Versatile, they always shine hard with subbing in those guys. I don't know. You got any predictions, Shalthus?
You know, it's really especially hard with these particular teams, having seen them pick up so many various wins through things like ESL, through their performance in the RLC Pro League and other tournaments that they've all been a part of. I've seen on days and off days for all of these teams. And I'm kind of in the same boat as you when it comes to Double Tap. If they're rocking the same roster that they usually do and they're coming into this with the same type of play style they usually have, they're going to very well be one of those most difficult teams to beat. You know, we're looking at a team that not only has several ESL victories under their belt, they've also got a few wins against a lot of the teams in this tournament under their belt in both the Premier League and other events. So they can be one of the more challenging teams. But I will say, you know, what you said about Apollo 11 is also correct. You know, despite the fact that they are finishing up here in the Premier League, this is a team we have seen a lot of great stuff out of over the last several months. And the types of performances that they can deliver are pretty on point. If they are on point, then they can certainly be one of those challenging teams and potentially be the team that can upset this whole tournament. But quite frankly, just looking at all the names on this roster, you know, or on this agenda, all of these teams are capable of going the distance. It's really going to come down to, I think, a case of any given Sunday, so to say.
Yeah, no, and you know, for those of you that don't know Boots and Cats, I didn't know them before they joined. They're actually a pretty high-end EU team, and it's interesting watching them play because they have just a slight different play style than a lot of NA teams, and I think they're not as high ranked as some of these teams, but they always show face. And they always do really well. And I mean, their games are the most entertaining, which is kind of why I wanted to start on this end of the bracket too. I've always loved watching them play. They always have really close games. They do some really fun stuff, awesome play. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, and I think it can be definitely very exciting overall. You know, when it comes to Boots and Cats, they are a team that being as someone who is part of the EU Power Ranking Committee, you know, they're a team that have seen quite a bit. You know, they have been both in and out and around the power rankings for quite some time on a relatively consistent basis. So I know that they're an extremely effective team. And it is definitely going to come down to just how well they can, you know, close out this series, especially considering the fact that they are, you know, as you said, the only European team here. So they're playing with a slight disadvantage, but the fact that they've done so all season long shouldn't be too surprising and should certainly be something that they have prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't expect that to be a huge factor.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one quick thing. I'm gonna move us to a room just to make sure we don't get interrupted. So everyone's gonna hear annoying TeamSpeak stuff for 1 second.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay. I think we're just waiting on one more team to join us right now. But yeah, no, for any of you that don't know what this is the Pulsar Premier League. It's a little league that I started not too long ago. About a month and a half since Season 1 started. It's kind of based around divisional play, tier play. So it kind of keeps people in sections of people with their own skill level. I know some of you that have been here have heard me say this about 600 times. But since I am still new and growing, I do want to make sure the people that are joining us still know what we're doing and know how it's going. So a lot of the teams that you're going to see today were in this is my top division. This is my premier division. These guys, they were worthy of kind of being just with each other, and I think that they have definitely shown a lot of. I mean, I had no idea how to predict what was going in, and even right off the bat, Apollo 11 was technically my highest ranked team when we started, and they were last place or second to last place for the first 2 weeks. So I definitely had no idea how to handle that one. And it was really cool just to watch everyone kind of spread out and do whatever they wanted, and I don't know, it was really cool. I think it gives for more opportunities other than just the one ESL a week and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I'm a huge fan of leagues. Obviously, we just are coming hot off the heels of the RLC Pro League, and that's what I've been kind of doing for the last many weeks. So I'm a huge fan of the league concept in general, and everything that's been done here, in the Pulsar Premier League is, you obviously know I'm a huge fan of this.
Yeah.
We've been in constant communication. I love what's going on here, and it's a great opportunity for so many teams that might not otherwise qualify for some of those larger events and things like that to have the chance to, actually get in here and do some interesting stuff. But, all in all, I am excited, and it looks like we're getting ready to go.
It looks like it.
All right, well, we're kicking things off. Boots and Cats taking on Weebs on Wheels. And already, right off the bat, Stoney from long distance with the opening goal.
Looks like Blue just got caught off guard, not being ready on defense. Right over Mount here. Orange just all kind of overcommitted, and they were able to get a good shot right over. Really quick goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's usually the trouble when you enter into a game and you kind of overcommit on the offensive, on your first offensive attack, is you do leave yourself a little vulnerable. And already Weebs on Wheels getting the early advantage. So as we move forward here, Homebad playing that in. Oh, and a nice shot by Conundrum, who tries to put that in. But the ball is going to get cleared back downfield, and already Mount gets taken out. And Conundrum going to play this out of the corner. Can't quite get the clear. We're good with the setup, but no, that shot did not get followed up. The net is wide open. Chance for Boots and Cats here. But no, that pinch. A bit of a misplay on the part of Boots and Cats there. Ends up sending that pinch across. Here comes Stoney playing it up. Oh, but a quick shutdown. And what a save by Homebad, who denies that shot that was going in nice and high. Almost an opportunity for Boots and Cats to tie this thing up, but well defended there. Now a fight in the corner. They're going to try to clear this out. Conundrum gets a little bit of contact there, so it's a slow rolling shot out. Not a bit of contact there to deny it, but another wide open net. Can Stoney get to it in time? No, he can't. He ran out of boost, and Irma Gerd gets the tying goal.
Over here again, just a little overcommission from Blue. They both went a little too hard for that defense. Maybe a little bit of communication error, I'd say. But Irma Gerd was just able to kind of pop it over. Nothing too crazy, but something just enough to get a nice touch over and get that goal in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, what we're dealing with right now is these teams just taking advantage of the little mistakes that happen to poke through here and there. And that might be the story of this series if it keeps up. So let's see how Boots and Cats plays this out. Irma Gerd with a nice cross there. Stoney tries to shut it down, but he almost sets it up for Laniakia, who does not get the follow-up shot that he needs. Now Stoney playing it to the corner. Nice pinch, puts it up high. Chance for the follow-up, but Homebad just whiffs on that attempt. Pretty much a wide open net chance there. Nice aerial shot, and
we get to watch this. Stoney had a great deflect right here. Instead of going for the 50-50, he aimed for the deflect, and it just gave a perfect pop over net for Conundrum to come in. Great read by Conundrum, just being ready for kind of anything that happens. That was a really smooth play.
Absolutely. Yeah, very well shut down by Stoney on that play. And oh, this is almost the cheat on the kickoff there. But Mout ends up denying it, puts it back in the corner. Now the cross, Boots and Cat's going to come in. Stoney with another big defensive save. He's going to play that forward to Conundrum, but Ermagerd disrupts that. There's the follow-up by Homebad off the crossbar, and the follow-up by Conundrum just goes a little too wide. As it stands right now, some nice offensive plays being put together by Weebs on Wheels. They're keeping the ball pretty consistently here on the Boots and Cats side. And I'm sure they want to extend this lead. Ermagerd stops that in midair. Stoney with a play to center. Oh, everybody out of position. Chance now for Boots and Cats. Mount keeps it in the air, and it's just going to the crossbar. No chance there. Ermagerd can't make the contact. And now Conundrum trying to control that ball for a little bit. But we're going to be stuck in midfield for just a little moment here.
We've got some really nice plays coming out of both teams. You can tell the Weebs is kind of putting up the pressure. They got some really nice set plays. Everyone following up with everyone's touches. And it seems that they're kind of keeping Boots and Cats on the back end, but there's a few times they keep almost getting caught overcommitted. So we'll see if they can kind of get that rotation a little more as the series goes on to stop those simple shots from potentially going on net.
Yeah, they certainly need to adjust their strategy a bit. Boots and Cats, since they are a team from Europe, they kind of import a little bit of that European strategy, which definitely employs a much more aggressive style of offense, a less positional style of play generally. But right now, not a whole lot happening. A lot of these teams just kind of going back and forth, stuck in a bit of a ping-pong mode. But we're going to see here if Boots and Cats can put something together. Oh, and another whiff. Too much of that taking place as well. We've seen quite a few of those plays on both sides of the ball, where some decent chances just not actually getting the follow-up they need. Now ball getting cleared back to center, but it's going to be sent out yet again. Here's a chance for Mount. Doesn't quite get the contact on that wide-open net, unfortunately. So he's got to play it high off the corner. Waiting for his teammate. Ermagerd sets it up. Mount tries to play it down, but Stoney with the near clear. Now Homebad can't quite get it in. Another near open net. Almost there before that shut down. Now Conundrum tries to clear this one out. Good chance now for Weebs on Wheels. Ball's in a dangerous place. Lena Kia almost clears it away. Does manage to prevent the goal from going in. Conundrum sets it up to the corner. Now play it out one more time. Looks like the defense finally starting to shine through for these teams after a set of early goals. But it is going to force Boots and Cats to have to react quickly. And right now, Weeb's on the attack. Nice side sweat. Good play forward. Chance for Boots and Cats, but Stoney with a great clear back downfield. And we are still just seeing a lot of back and forth right now.
Yeah, it seems like both these teams are being a little tentative. A lot of people spend the first... what a touch! I don't even know if I need to talk about this one. What a beautiful touch. This is having a tough time. Mount right here with the beautiful touch center, getting it just out of Homebad's reach so he couldn't clear it. And a great follow-up by Ermagerd in the Batmobile nonetheless.
Yeah, that little swipe by Mount just slowed the momentum down to that ball, killed it from rebounding hard off the backboard, and that allowed Ermagerd to get the follow-up. And not much else to say about that, just well played. Yeah,
it's seeming like these teams are maybe giving each other a hard amount of respect, or maybe they're just being a little timid because it's that first series, or the first game of the series, but it doesn't seem to be, they have their aggressive plays, but they kind of seem to be dropping back as soon as they lose that possession, which hence the ping-ponging.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they saw that this game is certainly not a blowout in either direction, so they're playing it a little safely, and it looks like we might be headed to overtime, but the ball has yet to touch the ground. Chance for Boots and Cats here. There's the setup. Well defended, and we are going to overtime. To the kickoff now. We will see here at the golden goal moment of game one of this series. Chance for one of these teams to get the advantage going forward in the rest of the series. Mount playing out of the corner. But so far, it looks like Weebs on Wheels putting together a decent attack. However, the defense of Boots and Cats looking much more on point here. Mount playing it off the wall. Nice chance. Cross, but nobody there on his team to help aid that on the other side. So Homebad's going to try to play this forward. That's a dangerous cross. Oh, and Mount almost has it. There's a follow-up, and that will be a big winning goal by Ermagerd.
There was a great touch here by Conundrum stopping the shot, but him and Stoney both went for that ball, which was the mistake there. They took the goalie out. That's exactly what Boots and Cats was trying to do, and Ermagerd saw his opportunity and took a nice calculated shot from the side right into net.
Definitely, and that is a great way for things to start out here.
Yeah, starting off right away with a nice. I think people are talking about the pings because we got Stoney from Australia and the rest of Boots and Cats is from EU. Seems to be evening out the playing field there.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a nice trade-off. Stoney, certainly one of the more premier uh, Australian players who happens to play for an NA team, so it's a heck of a ping situation for him, but definitely not enough that he couldn't handle. Unfortunately, in that game it worked out well
Yeah.
for Boots and Cats.
Looks to be exciting though. I mean, we are starting off with an overtime in the first game. Hopefully they'll keep them all just as close. Seems to be a lot of friendly banter going on back and forth, so I think they're having a good time too, which is always good to see.
Absolutely. Well, here we go, kicking off for game 2. Immediate play put forward. Oh, and almost Conundrum tried to follow up on that double tap, but couldn't quite get it. Now Mount going to play that out for Boots and Cats. Nice save by Stoney, denying that open net shot. Now Stoney playing it forward. Mount gets a setup. Nobody there for Weebs to actually get the follow-up, so that shot is going to clear off the wall. And played right back in. You know, not seeing a lot of the timid play out of these two teams. It's a very aggressive style on both ends of the ball. They're just looking for those little openings where they can find them, and Mount almost gets one. Stoney shuts that one down, and Conundrum gets the clear to the wall. But yeah, as I was saying, it stands right now just a good amount of aggression going back and forth between these teams.
Yeah, I think both teams realize that if they put up the right thing, they can definitely score on each other if they're putting up the right set pieces in the right place. We got a couple of great passing plays last game, so I think they're both trying to take the quick advantage. Everyone likes to have that 1-point advantage off the get-go, and it seems like, when the score is still 0-0, you have the confidence to commit a little harder. But once you're down by 1, which almost just happened right there, once you're down by 1, that's when you start playing a little more calculated. But it seems like both teams really want that first ball in net.
Oh, definitely. And the way this series has been playing out so far across what we've seen out of this game and the first game, even just a single goal carries a lot of weight. That's not always the case in many Rocket League matchups, but this particular one, I think they understand the value of just letting one goal in. Now Homebad tries to play that forward, but it is shut down. Stoney comes in on it, doesn't quite make the contact. Pass back to Conundrum. Big play, tries to set it up, but it's fought out by Lena Kia. Stoney tries to get that follow-up shot, doesn't get it. Homebad plays it in. It's going to be cleared back downfield for another attempt for Boots and Cats. Mount's in the corner, but can't quite follow up on that. Conundrum needs to clear this out. Good cross, but he ends up putting it dead center. Homebad has to make that shot. Oh, but a quick return fire, and Stoney follows that up. We are in a high-velocity ping pong there.
They are being
that is
ruthless.
The fastest ping pong I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're just trying to make each other pay for every tiny mistake and every movement. They're being pretty ruthless right now, but it's really good Rocket League to be watching. Really entertaining stuff.
Yeah, it is a smart strategy. They know if they can get just a little gap, a little advantage here and there, they might be able to get that very necessary 1-goal lead. But right now, we are coming to halftime in this series, and still nothing on the scoreboard for these two teams. Shot played in by Mount. Stoney. A little bit of a risky attempt to save that one, but Mount's going to try to get the cross here, sets it up for one of his opponents. And Regerd, or one of his teammates, I should say, certainly not his opponent. But Armagerd tries to get the follow-up, can't quite do it. Now a chance for Weebs on Wheels. Big cross. Mount has to come in and gets the contact. Puts it up in the air. Lena Kia tries to come in. Big shot by Homebad, but it's denied by Armagerd.
What a quick reaction on that one.
Now cross Armagerd off the backboard, but Conundrum's going to carry this one out. Nice dribble there. He's got the momentum. Stoney's going to play it to goal, but doesn't quite get enough behind it. Now we're coming up high. Homebad tries to get to it. Mount, nice deflection, sends it off to the wall. Chance here as Lanakia puts the cross on. Good play forward by Mount. Needs to set up for one of his teammates. Can't quite get to it there, but still a chance. Ermagren on the wall. Can't do it. Lanakia. Backboard. Comes in, but it does get contested out by Conundrum. However, the attack continues for Boots and Cats. Big whiff on defense. Chance here. There's a nice shot, but oh, and Conundrum gets just underneath it to clear it up high. Really solid defensive showing on both sides of the ball right now that is completely shutting down every attack that either team can seem to put together.
Yeah, they got some really quick rotations going on right now. Everyone's kind of rushing back to net because they've, from the past 2 games experience, have learned that everyone's just trying to take shots every time they get a chance. I mean, there's definitely been some nice passing, but there's definitely a lot of shots from wide and midfield that they just kind of need to be ready for. A few deflects, so these guys understand that if they don't, they're going to let something in. So really quick rotations on both sides, which is impressive for both of them to keep up for the entire 5 minutes so far.
Yeah, I am very surprised that this series has gone without this match has gone without a single goal right now. Conundrum, though, is going to try to set that one up, but Mount will clear it all the way down to the corner. And, you know, I think they do need to start focusing on putting together a little bit more in actual offensive attacks. You know, work with some of their teammates to put something together, because these long-distance shots are just not paying off, and that was nearly one we were talking about, and 2 follow-ups get denied or cleared away by Boots and Cats, and that'll open up an opportunity. But there's a big clear, and it goes all the way down.
Oh!
Stony again with a huge long-distance shot will catch this one.
Conundrum with a nice little tap back. Mount thought he had control of it, and Stoney was kind of able to pinch it off his hood. Slightly unfortunate. It definitely, I don't know if that's exactly what he intended on doing, but it was still a great opportunity and a great watch by him, noticing that he was going to be able to beat Mount there just in time for that hit. Great clear.
Yeah, that was a really challenging shot that he managed to pull out, but time is going to run down here, so Boots and Cats are going to need to respond quickly, and that one goes off the crossbar. Mount tries to respond, but Homebad gets a very necessary clear, but the ball's still up. Can they get a late game? No, they can't. A late game goal will not happen, and this series will get tied up now as Weebs on Wheels gets one very late goal thanks to a great shot by Stoney and ties this series up. So
yeah, the only goal that happened was even slightly intentional, it seems. So those teams were giving each other all hell, trying to make sure that no one could put it in, but also they both really wanted to put something in. So that was a really high firing game. I didn't even get to take a look at the amount of shots that were scored at the end. I kind of wish I had, but I'm assuming they both put up quite a lot.
Probably so. It was a very, aggressive style of play on both sides, but again, defense, they were just on fire. We're going to see if that continues here in this game, but it's not looking too good.
What a touch!
With an absolutely devastating save to keep his team's chances alive right now in that early goal shot. They're going to try to turn it around, but Boots and Cats goes back on the attack. Wide open net. Doesn't quite get it. Ermagerd's going to try to get in position. Oh, and he just barely misses that shot. Can't quite put a fender on it now. Conundrum playing it up with the cross. Gets it past one defender, but not past the second. Long distance again. Stoney going far. Conundrum tries to get a slight redirect on it, but completely misses. Stoney can't fight that one off. And Boots and Cats still moving that ball forward. I don't know how they pulled that one off. But Lanikia can't take it in on his own. Mount going to play that up high, sending it back for Ermagerd. Has to actually make the second touch because both players, or 2 players from Weebs on Wheels, were coming in hard on it. Feels like a little bit of miscommunication on the part of Boots and Cats on some of these plays, but we're going to see if that ends up being a big disaster. So far, it's looking all right for them. Oh, clash. As they make that shot on goal, Homebad has to deny it and clear it out. We'll get it to midfield at least, but immediately turned around, big distance shot, and pinched off again, so we're seeing a lot of the same. Defense shining through pretty brightly. Oh! As I say that.
Just that last second little touch.
Lapse.
We had a good read on the ball here by Lanny Akia. He put it just in the place where Ermagerd could maybe get the touch. And it seems like he accidentally mind-gamed him by missing that. He seemed to have a lot of faith that he was going to be able to touch that. And Ermagerd kind of just went a little by. And same thing on that kickoff, it seems.
Everybody afraid of the ball. Nice play in by Stoney. Tries to set it up for somebody, but everybody was kind of out of position there. So a much earlier goal here in Game 3. And a chance for Boots and Cats to set some momentum. Oh, and that lovely little air dribble almost followed up by Lini Akia, but no dice. It will be denied. However, Boots and Cats still has this attack going. And we're going to see if they can actually put together something. Because, like we were saying, those few chances by just whipping the ball at the net, yeah, maybe something's going to go in, but I think one of these teams does need to start building up a little more consistent offense in order to really carry the rest of the series and carry their hopes in the rest of this playoff forward.
Yeah, no, they definitely need to get slightly more organized. But, I mean, they're still giving Weebs on Wheels quite the fight. They're not letting them put in any silly goals. And, I mean, right now they are up. So, as far as the score shows, just as I'm talking, almost a great cross above goal that Stoney almost was able to sneak right in there. He just couldn't reach it in time.
Yeah, it was a strong solo effort, but he couldn't get that second touch that he definitely needed. But now Conundrum playing it downfield. Oh, another touch almost by Homebad. Mount's going to clear this up. He's going to put a little more emphasis behind that. Doesn't quite get it. There's a follow-up by Stoney. Going to get the setup off the backboard. Homebad comes in. Can't do it. There's the follow-up by Conundrum.
Oh, what a save.
Everybody for Boots and Cats was there to try and stop it. Mount gets credit for it. A big save. Stoney with a follow-up. Goes off the backboard. Can't get the double tap. And that will be cleared out. Boots and Cats can't get the clear off the wall. It's still in on their zone. Only 2 minutes on the clock. Another chance. Conundrum puts it to the corner. Stoney has to keep it in because it was headed out of bounds. Or at least out of the right bounds. Now Stoney solo play forward. Beautiful cross, but it's cleared out by Mout and sent back downfield. Homebad puts it down, but there's a big clear that Stoney has to deny, but that net is still wide open. Good touch by Homebad to keep this alive. Final minute and a half. Ball played in, cleared up high by Mout. Now chance for Boots and Cats. He's going to get a little second bit of contact there, but still nothing. And, yeah, again, we are still seeing just big defensive showings. Great showing out of Boots and Cats in particular, who denied a lot of offense from Weebs on Wheels that last
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Weebs got about 2 or 3 of their shots they've had this game on that one series of plays right there. But it was, you know, great rotation. Sometimes they were going up for a few at the same time. A few players are going up for the same ball, but, you know, as long as they make sure to communicate and kind of fix their positioning as quickly as possible. Sometimes they don't always pay for it, and luckily they didn't there.
Yeah, so far so good here for Boots and Cats. They're keeping things going, but at this rate, a good demolitioning goal, but unfortunately it doesn't actually result in anything, so that advantage might already be gone. But as it stands right now, as far as Weebs on Wheels goes, they need to definitely turn one of these offensive approaches into a goal because time is running out. But the defense of Boots and Cats so far too strong for Weebs to handle. Tries to play that off the wall, but the ball's just going to drop down. Ermagerd clears it to the corner. Chance for Mount. He's going to put a little contact underneath it, but it ends up getting cleared back downfield. At least a little bit. There's a play in by Mount. We're going the other direction. Homebad with a distance clear. Stoney's going to play it off the backboard. Chance for the team, but no, the slow rolling shot is just going to trickle into the net.
Yeah, you get those last second plays. Weebs on Wheels knew they had to put a shot in now or never, and they ended up not being able to take advantage of that opportunity. Sadly, it ended up in one of these slow rollers, but technically this game probably ended 0-1. But that last dedicated push, they knew they didn't have it in the bag, and there's only about 14 seconds left, and they just overcommitted a little too hard. Oh, what an interesting kickoff. What? This kickoff. This is incredible. Homebad with an interesting backflip right into Conundrum. They have practiced this so many times. If only they could have pulled it off one kickoff ago. Oh my god. That was beautiful. What a beautiful series of touches.
Well, hopes are potentially still alive here, but we are in 0-second time, and no, Stoney can't quite get underneath it, so Boots and Cats will wrap things up here. So despite a brilliant looking late game goal in an attempt to close things up a little bit, it will not actually turn out in their favor. So a little advantage for Boots and Cats as we move into a match point.
Yeah, Boots could take it here, and this here alone just shows the kind of skill that these guys bring. I mean, these guys are all dealing with a decent amount of EU ping, and they're still shining pretty hard. They've had a few misconnections and a few miscommunications going on, where a few of them go for the same defensive balls and whatnot, but you know, they seem to be making Weebs pay for any small mistakes. And it seems to be showing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that late game push by Weebs on Wheels, I mean, that was certainly something that could have worked out, but BNC just managed to squeeze past a shot, and it trickled into the goal, and that's exactly how you can punish an overly aggressive offense. So it did work out, at least for now. But
yeah. Both teams are giving some amount of opportunities. Oh, what a passing play there! Ermagerd just coming in a little too late, blew able to get a touch on that and stop the play from advancing.
Yeah, right now Stoney with a good contact there to shut down that play. But it's looking good for Boots and Cats here, who may very well be able to end this series with one more big win. But Weebs on Wheels will not go down quietly, if they even go down at all.
Oh,
with a last-second save. Keeps his play alive. Good clear all the way downfield. Big redirect by Stoney, and it's just slightly off point, a little too far to the left. Conundrum going to try to play this in. Set up for Homebad. He keeps it alive for now. But there's a distance shot. Well cleared by Stoney into the corner. Right now just seeing a lot of big distance shots from Boots and Cats and not a lot of put-together plays. But they've been working out fairly well so far, so they might just keep it up until it stops working.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if you just keep putting the pressure on, eventually a team's going to crack. You know, they have one or two players out of position. That's all it takes. I mean, once you hit this high level of play, all it takes is one player in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there goes an almost simple goal just like that. Just as I was talking about it. It's going to be
Yeah,
the
we're
same thing. Lenny Akia kind of crossing it over. Homebat just a little out. Had to come rushing back. Got stuffed by Mount and he couldn't get the clear. And Lenny Akia there right after that pass to kind of finish off that play right into net. Very good series there. Really keeping on the pressure. Really following that ball. Not letting Weebs come back with any like hard clears on that.
Yeah, that was an absolutely necessary bit of play on their part, and it worked out very well. So, once again, same situation. A good early game goal. Almost responded there, and we've seen so many of those types of plays out of Weebs on Wheels. Decent chances, open nets, but immediately either denied or just missed on the shot. We're going to see if they can try and tie this up. Cross in by Stoney. Gets quickly cleared out, but no, it is shut down at midfield. So now Conundrum going to try to play this up off the wall, and nobody there to fight it off. Chance for Boots and Cats, and they will coordinate in a beautiful second shot here.
Trying to put that lead up. Ermagerd going up the wall for this really, really high pass off the ceiling. Mount reading it hard. Homebat just not getting up early enough. I don't know if it was because he didn't expect Mount to be there, or maybe he just wasn't ready for that touch off the wall. That was a very impressive touch towards goal.
Yep, good play in, and now Homebat will win that face-off. Chance now for Weebs on Wheels. They're going to need to start scoring, and pretty much start scoring now. Good aerial by Homebat. Sets it on point, but Mount denies that one in the corner. Pinch play out for Ermagerd. He's going to send that all the way downfield. Boots and Cats with the clear. Actually, I should say a center, but the follow-up not quite on point. Lane Akia gets another follow-up here, and good touch by Conundrum, who has to clear that all the way back downfield, or at least put it off point. And he does just that. Second touch by Mount. Floats that one up high, and they almost hitting the ball, and there it is.
I watched this one from their point of view right here. Just they did not expect a high tap by that. Homebat kind of cheated up. Stoney came up. Not expect that really high tap by Mount. Great follow-up. Just kind of keeping it in net. I can't tell if he was just trying to keep it in front of net for the shot, but either way, it would have been dribbling there for his teammates. So it was definitely going in either way. But what a great touch and follow-up by Mount there.
Yep, very nice. Now shot goes back down on point, and this gap is getting bigger and bigger, and we're seeing just a better offensive approach by Boots and Cats. The quality of these chances is so much better, and he tries to backflip that one in, but it's just slightly off target. Big wall fall by Mount again, completing the hat trick with this devastating wall shot.
Another one. Conundrum just not ready. Ermagerd trying to keep it in front of net. Stoney with the hard clear to the side, hoping it would be off the wall, but Mount just able to slam that in across on the. What a great placement too on the other side of net. Goalie just wasn't ready to be able to jump in that direction. We actually happened to be on his cam when that happened. Just seemed like he got caught off guard.
Yeah, that was a very nice and precise shot by Mount. But this is a much more lopsided game than we've seen all series long, and it's coming at the best possible time for Boots and Cats.
Oh, and yet another one. It seems like Weebs maybe they've accepted their fate at this point. Ermagerd with another nice wall touch. Just no one back. I don't know if there was a demo that I maybe have missed. It doesn't seem like Weebs to let it be open that hard, so I may have missed something pivotal when I was happening. I don't know. Maybe I just lost it for a second.
Well, you know, I mean, at this point, it is a pretty lopsided affair for both, or for Boots and Cats. They pretty much have this series in the bag at this point. You know, we haven't seen any goals or really any decent offensive pressure put on net by Weebs, and it's looking to be Boots and Cats who's going to take this final game and pretty much send them home. So,
yeah,
despite their best efforts.
Yeah, I mean, all season Boots and Cats has given pretty much every team they play against, a fighting shot. They may not have won every season. What a beautiful touch by Lenny Akia there. Upside down aerial off that back wall. But yeah, they've just been giving everybody a tough time. Even if they don't win the series, they never fall easy. It's never like huge sweeps like 5-0s or anything like that. And Weebs on Wheels, I know after they lost Haku, they had a little bit of a disconnect when they were picking up Stoney. I still don't know for certain if he is their permanent or their temporary permanent. I don't really know, but Boots and Cats definitely showing what they've been showing all season, which is just great passing plays, really harsh aggression, bringing that EU style over, just being pretty ruthless, not giving them any time to breathe or make mistakes. Every mistake that's made, they try and capitalize on pretty harshly.
Yeah, and they are doing a great job of it. At least in this game, it has certainly shown through pretty significantly. But as we are winding down this final game, it looks like it will definitely go in favor of Boots and Cats without any real offensive worries for them here in Game 4. And one more for good measure.
just
As puts away these
just to
goals.
be sure.
I think we're a little late for insurance goals at this point.
There's 10 seconds and a dream. 10 seconds and a dream.
You know, I think it's safe to say the dream is dead right now,
Yeah, the
unfortunately.
dream's probably pretty dead. Oh, but maybe they're going to get one in there. No,
Oh.
just on that side. But oh, and one more.
Well, they got one. They at least break the clean sheet
We can do this.
if we work together. You'll
Yeah.
have to do some incredible working together in order to score 5 goals in 1 second.
It's always super interesting to see when you're watching a series and you see a couple of overtimes, a couple of really close goals. They wanted the Brazil. They wanted the Brazil.
That worked.
Almost a really cool touch here by Stoney, and then just put back in by Homebad.
Yeah.
It's really great to see this kind of sportsmanship, though. Everyone seems to be having a good time. Everyone's really enjoying themselves. But yeah, no, that was. I mean, it's really awesome to see when you watch these series. You have some teams. That first game we ended up going into overtime. 2-2. Second game overtime 0-0. It started off so close, and then you see a game end like this. Near Brazil. I'm sure a good amount of those goals were were Weebs kind of, throwing in the towel after about 4 goals with a minute left. It's really hard to keep that motivation up. But either way, the score here might show that one team dominates. But honestly, I mean, those guys were pretty well met. It just turned out that Boots and Cats had a few more opportunities. They were able to sink in a few more games, and it brought them ahead in that series.
Yeah, that's all it really comes down to, is just taking advantage of the moments you have, and that's certainly what we saw in this set, especially in this last game. But really, I mean, it's looking good for Boots and Cats, who had like we said, it was a little bit of a rocky start, but ultimately, we might be looking at a situation where they've got some momentum behind them. Despite the fact that they're playing from Europe, it doesn't seem to be affecting them that much. They're putting together some very solid plays and not showing any weaknesses. So I'm interested to see how well they can kind of continue this, especially against some tougher teams, all the way through. But we'll see how it plays out, because they're moving on to face eVersatile. So that is a difficult task for sure.
Yeah, no, eVersatile. I mean, like I said, in this season, they definitely had their ups and downs. I know just recently they broke up, and before that they were the 4th longest standing team or 3rd longest standing team in Rocket League. They'd been around for a long, long time. Those guys, Stace God 7, and I'm drawing a blank on the 3rd. Now I feel really mean. That was not on purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I try to, there's no way I can try and recite some of these teams, considering how many I have to be aware of at all times. So I hear you completely.
Yeah, but eVersatile, I mean, they came out 2nd seed in the season, so they played really, really well. I know towards the end, they definitely fell a slight bit, only because, they kind of, I think, had broken up outside of the league. And when they came back in, they were actually honorable enough to stick with us, which I thought was really, really cool, and I really respected that. Even though on a more competitive scene they had broken up, they actually wanted to stick with me and keep playing, which shows a lot of respect towards me and my league and what I've been working for. And we've been working a lot together with these guys, working close with that Premier guys. We've been putting out a lot of cool videos with them. I don't know if you guys have seen the pit stops and those infographics we've been putting out, and they really enjoy it too. They love seeing how they kind of put up against each other. I mean, like you saw in that last game, you got some really good sportsmanship. They're all still having fun out there. They all know each other. They've all been playing each other for months and months. So, either way, they still love seeing how they compare. Those infographics that show a team's accuracies up against each other, and then total shots and who scored the highest and whatnot. It was snappy. I'm sorry, Stace God. I deserve the unfollow for forgetting snappy. I'm so sorry. I've had such a long, stressful day so far, so I'm gonna do my best to not ever forget that again. But now I'm never gonna forget snappy.
Yeah, that'll be the only one you remember now.
Right.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's all good. But You know, it's something that is certainly very interesting to talk about as we're waiting for all these teams to come in for our first semifinal matchup. What's with the Roman numerals in the game on these banners for the last couple days? We've got this 3-2-1 thing going on right now.
Yeah, some people think it's like a March 21st.
Well, it changed. It highlighted the 3 yesterday. Now it's highlighting the 2, so it seems like it might actually be a countdown to Monday, potentially. Because tomorrow, if it updates to 1, then I think we're looking at something happening Monday.
That's really yeah.
I don't know, but
I don't know. I'm assuming they haven't really put any other Easter eggs in so far, or we just missed it so far. I mean, in a game like this, it's not like you go around exploring the map at all. It's not the kind of game you're trying to check things out and look in the nooks and crannies. So they could have easily slipped things by us plenty of times by now.
Lately with the just all the different banners they've been putting up, they've been adding more and more hints, especially with the initial hint when they revealed the RLCS, the hex code in the banner. Mm-hmm. That one was the start to all this mystery, and I don't know what they've got up their sleeves. I'm sure it's something, but in any event, we still got 2 days until we hear anything about that. But what we do know for now is we are waiting on our next round of games, and it looks like we're going to kick things off. eVersatile and Boots and Cats.
And everything is set on my end. Perfect. All right. This is going to be a great game. We have our number 2 seed against Boots and Cats, who have definitely shown that they can bring it to anybody.
Yep, so excuse me. So we will see now if eVersatile can play off of their own momentum. Like I said, Boots and Cats does have a full series under their belt, so that's enough to maybe get them warmed up. Could make these early games a little more competitive if eVersatile is going to come out swinging later on. But as far as it stands right now, a little bit of back and forth. Stays to God going to play that one up high. Gets sent down to the corner. Chance for Boots and Cats, and I need to clear this out, but we are seeing a good job by the players here on eVersatile, doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. They're subbing, nice cross in, but it will be well saved by Ermagerd, who has to get a distance clear. Almost puts that on target. Chrome will try to play this one out. There's a big follow-up. It just breaks too far right. Ermagerd keeping the pressure on. Nice touch here. Everything's still going. Things looking pretty good for Boots and Cats, who's returning this offensive attack in kind. However, still no goals for either team.
Yeah, I mean, you got really, really high aggressions on eVersatile. I mean, after watching some of the replays with them and casting them and even the pit stops, I mean, they've definitely showed that they're mechanically sound. They can put up some really cool plays when they work together. But like we saw last game, Boots and Cats definitely had some really, really sweet stuff going on together. So, you know, we'll see if both teams can shine. What a deflect by Chrome! Oh my God! Beautiful, beautiful cross here by Stace over to Chrome. And Subba just kind of waiting for that off the backboard. Sadly, no one of Boots and Cats was able to get a touch on that because I think one of them thought it was going in and one of them thought the other one had it. So they both just kind of went above and below it, and they were able to sink that one right in. What a beautiful deflect there in the midfield.
Yeah, good advantage taking advantage of that defensive mistake on the part of Boots and Cats. So that's going to get eVersatile up on the board first, but Boots and Cats going to try to respond quickly. Unfortunately, nobody on that far side of the field to follow up the shot. Now, setting this shot up high. There's a good follow there.
What a response from Boots and Cats. Really making them pay here. Mount with a good pinch with Chrome, kind of popping it right up. Linear Key getting up so quick, just tapping it right into net. Really not giving Blue much of room or opportunity to save that. Really, really good response there.
Yep, has to drill that one home. So we're tied up here, but it is game one. We've seen a similar approach to the last series, where the first game was a tied affair. So we'll see if this keeps up. But for now, the pressure beginning yet again, I should say, for eVersatile. There's a big chance put in by Subban. Played off the backboard there.
They are just paying hard for this one. Ooh, voice crack. Chrome gets a nice touch right around, I believe that was Lane Kia in goal. Subban just kind of chilling, waiting, really hoping it got by him. And successfully it did. So that was just a nice little simple play there. Sometimes it's the simple ones that really get by. All you need to do is really tap it around player. Almost a kill. Oh, no! No! Oh, the curse. The curse. What a good cheat by Mount, kind of putting it just above target. Stay Scott knew he kind of had to get there. It would have been bouncing right in front of net, and sadly he was just a little too outside of the zone to save that and ended up tapping it in himself. Really unfortunate, but really good kickoff cheat there.
Yep, worked out nicely. So the game tied yet again very quickly off of that unfortunate play there. There's a big shot in by Boots and Cats, and that one goes off the post.
Actually, I wasn't able to catch this with the camera angle. Looks like we got Lanny Akia with a nice cross in, following up his own shot. I think Mout getting in between that may have slightly mind gamed them a little bit. It looked like Mout was maybe going to go for a pass back, and maybe they didn't see Lanny Akia coming for the follow up. But Blue dedicated someone a little too far out of net, and just no one was there for that save. What a great little play.
It worked out pretty well, so they're going to try to respond quickly here. They're going to need to respond quickly, but stop by Subban. Just puts that out, but you can see the offensive attack is continuing. For Boots and Cats, they are not letting up even slightly here.
What a great save by Subban, but it looks like he may have been a little out of boost here. He could have had this save. He reacted a little bit slow, and maybe he didn't expect it to be that high. But it was, just good pressure by Boots and Cats. Again, just making them pay. Every time they can get to that ball first, they're going to be there, and it's going to be on target.
Rapid fire goal scoring for our EU team. And they're going to try to continue things. There's another.
What? What a dunk!
Continuing the streak.
Oh my God! Lenny Akia going with the follow-up. Chrome thought he had a good save here, and Lenny Akia just hanging there for the dunk. What a beautiful touch. They are just ruthless right now. I'm really glad we're watching this game.
Yeah, Boots and Cats carrying a lot of that momentum from that big 7-1 win in the last series, and so far it's not letting up. So, eVersatile definitely going to be dealing with a really challenging team in Boots and Cats here, who is not going to slow down or let up whatsoever. Though Ermagerd needs to realize he has to actually hit the ball forward instead of riding on top of it. But in any event, now a chance for eVersatile to go on the attack and maybe try to close this gap up. They've got plenty of time in which to do it. Subban's going to set this ball up high. There's a good follow-up shot, but it will break a little too far wide, so Mount will have no trouble clearing that aside. Though Chrome, good follow-up here, and another big save up high. Mount clears that down. However, eVersatile keeping the half of the field closed down, at least for now, but there's a good clear by Boots and Cats. Play off the backboard chance here, but Chrome. Nobody there for Boots and Cats, so a chance for Chrome. He's going to try to carry this in, has to get past the defenders. That shot ends up being a setup. Subban can't get the follow-up he needs. Ermagerd, they need to get this out of harm's way because it's still in a dangerous place. And finally, cleared out at least a little bit. The play is slowed down. Now a chance for Boots and Cats. That ball's going to get pinched to the wall. Set up high, and no, it's broke down, sent to the corner. Here comes Boots and Cats yet again. And that one goes off the left post, but the Ermagerd with a big answer.
They are ruthless with the pressure here right now. They definitely, Lenny Akia going in, putting the pressure. Two blue players ended up dedicating to themselves to that shot, which just gave the good open spot for Ermagerd to come in for that shot. Beautiful, beautiful pressure. They really are just, every time they get the ball and eVersatile's half, they are just pounding shot after shot after shot, not letting them mess up a single touch. And you see what happens when they do.
Oh, and a beautiful play by Stay Scott, but a huge save by Ermagerd to keep the lead alive. Final minute of play, and time is running out for eVersatile here in this first game because Boots and Cats just not letting up. Absolutely putting the boots, if you will, to eVersatile here.
They really, really are. And it's really, really fun to watch these guys. Their style may not be that much different from NA, but it's just enough to where it's, something about it just seems a little different, a little more interesting, and a little more aggressive.
Yeah, that is something you see quite a bit on the European side, is a very aggressive style of play, and it's been working out very well for them here, especially if you're dealing with a team who doesn't quite know how to shut it down. And at least in game one here, eVersatile can't quite shut this one down. But there are still several games left to go. Oh, Lenny Akia almost got one more, but the ball is still just hanging out in front of that net. And finally, Subban clears it well downfield. Only a few seconds to go. And definitely looks like Boots and Cats has this game in the bag, and that upper touch by Staced God didn't quite work out. So a 6-2 win for Boots and Cats.
Look at those shots. Lenny Akia with 7 shots himself, but Chrome responding with 6. So it's just a matter of making sure those shots come consecutively. A lot of these high-tier teams can block most single shots, unless they're really caught off. But you put 2-3 shots on order, and now you're making the whole team work together. Now you're forcing the team to really be there. and really make sure they're working off of each other. So Boots and Cats is really pushing on that and really keeping it hard, which I think hopefully if Versatile can bring it back. But I've definitely seen them put some really, really hard pressure on some teams, especially in some of the replays again from this season. Some of these guys really put some nasty stuff up, so I'm hoping that they can bring it back.
Yeah, potentially so, and this is going to be their chance to start building at least a little bit of momentum. Whether they win or lose, they are going to need to prevent any further blowouts like that, else it'll be a very quick night for eVersatile despite that first round bye. But for now, Stubborn trying to put together some kind of attack. They did score early in the last game, but it was quickly closed down, and as I
oh no! What a beautiful, oh my god, I really hope that went in just so I could have watched it again.
Almost a solid back and forth, but it doesn't quite play out. Now Scott playing into the corner, good cross here.
Oh, what a
first goal of the game.
What a
Nicely played in.
Great bounce off that corner from God, just putting it right in that perfect sweet spot that bounces it right up in front of net. Sadly, Boots and Cats didn't really have anyone dedicated net. Mount, it's so hard to predict those. You don't know if they're going to be shooting late, early, hard, left, or right. He just kind of tried to put his body in the way, but it just gave Subban too much. Was that Chrome? No, yeah, it just gave Chrome a little too much time to kind of settle and aim for that one.
Yeah, he got himself in front of that ball, which allowed him to put it right behind the defender. So a nice early goal here, and could be the start of a little bit of momentum if eVersatile can keep this up. Now is the time where they need to start having a much closer game, if not a win, obviously. I'm sure that's what they'd prefer. But at the very least, keep this competitive. And don't get within one game of elimination here. That's not what they want. Chrome fighting in the corner, though. There's a chance for Boots and Cats, but nobody in a position to actually angle that shot in. However, the attack's going to continue. Mount plays it out of the corner. Ermagerd way too far up. Can't make a response to it. Stubborn can't clear it, but Scott can. Good follow-up touch by Subban, but it is going to get cleared back downfield by Mount. And over to Chrome. So we're in a little bit of a back and forth right now. We'll see how long this keeps up and which team actually breaks through to put some shots on net. And as I say that, looks like it could be Boots and Cats, almost with that mortar shot that drops in front of the net, but nobody there to actually spike it in. And Yakia passing back. Nice follow-up, tries to put it to the far corner of the net, but not quite. Nobody there. Lania Kia again, a good cross. And there, beautiful redirect, putting it under the defense.
They are just on fire tonight. What a great cross by Lania Kia. Mount coming here just for that nice tap right into the middle. Sadly, it seemed like eVersatile maybe could have gotten a touch on that. Maybe I think they just got up a little too late. They weren't ready for that beautiful hard cross from Lania Kia. Boots and Cats just really making them pay. They are still on fire, even letting that first goal in. Really they're not letting up at all. And oh no, not again. They're not even giving me time.
Not the kind of goal that they needed to let in here. Just a slow rolling shot, big bounce here. And God can't quite get the air he needs underneath it to actually put some contact on there. Not a lot of speed behind it, but you don't need it. Those bouncing shots are brutal.
Yeah.
And it works out. A quick response here. Nobody winning that kickoff, just everybody kind of colliding with one another. But Lania Kia will finally set some sort of advantage here. Going to try to play this in, and a beautiful solo effort. Now it's going to come in and steal the goal, but this was a great solo effort by Lania Kia.
There they go again. Lania Kia again. He was kind of tricking Chrome. Chrome had no idea when he was going to hop up for that. He kind of went wide. Chrome maybe wanted to wait. I think he thought he was going to get mind games a little harder, and just good follow-up by Mount. Just for the security. It never hurts to secure a goal. I don't think goal stealing is really a thing. I mean, it's fun in Rocket League, and it's fun to take a goal that's definitely going in, but honestly, and with this high-intensity games, goal security is way more worth it.
Yeah, I guess technically a stolen goal, probably not deliberate, but, it was going in regardless, but well played anyway by Boots and Cats, and especially by Lania Kia, who owned that entire play, top to bottom. But now, let's see if they can keep this scoring alive with a good 2-goal lead right now. Mount tries to carry this one in, but God will clear it out. Ermagerd keeps it in. Chrome, though, denies that one. Now they got to play this out. Good chance now. Subban's going to end up playing this off the wall. Opportunity here, but Ermagerd clears it down as Lania Kia takes Chrome out. However, he is back in action, already back far enough. That's the problem with blowing up an attacker, is that when you turn the play around, they're immediately back on defense. Good play off the wall by Lania Kia, but Subban has to cut that one off. Oh, and that slow rolling shot. Chrome just charges in to deny it. Now Lania Kia playing it back. Mount has to set it to the corner to start putting this one forward yet again. touch by Subban ends up putting it into a dangerous spot, but it will rotate into the corner, at least for now. Ermagerd can't touch that one. It is still in a good place for Boots and Cats. Mount touches it, but he puts it in the completely wrong angle, but that's all right. Set up there, can't quite get that clear. Keeping it in the corner, Chrome slows it down. Will end up getting it past one defender, but needs to follow this up and carry it out. There's that good second touch. Ball's going to get pinched all the way to the other side of the field. Chance now for Versatile, but nope, Subban's attempt gets denied. And Boots and Cats back on the attack. Quickly turned around. So yeah, we're back now into a bit of a back and forth. What you can say at this point.
Yes, it seems like they're a little timid, but also trying to make some plays. They're kind of making their plays and not overcommitting. And if they see a hint of a potential attack, they all kind of drop back on defense because they don't want something like this happening.
Ooh, and follow up.
Oh,
Mount in a great position to respond to this rebound.
if there's one thing Boots and Cats, if there's one thing Boots and Cats have done well, is they are almost, I think, 100% with their follow-up accuracy. Every time that ball comes off that top post just a slight bit, they are always there to put it on target.
Yeah, and that was a very close shot there, too, because he just puts that right underneath the crossbar. Now Ermagerd following this up. Oh, and a good shot by Subban to put enough velocity behind it that they couldn't get that second touch. Chrome going to put this to center. Will be cleared back downfield by Alenia Kia. 3-goal lead, final 30 seconds left on the clock. It looks like Boots and Cats trying to make quick work of Versatile here in this semifinal series. We will see if they can do it, but now a chance for Versatile. Chrome with a good cross here. There's a big follow. Stay Scott in the perfect position to respond.
There we go. Boots and Cats maybe getting a little overcommitted since they got such a hard lead. Someone went to corner instead of going to net. Just gave a wide open net for Stay Scott. Way to be there, though. I mean, even those open net shots, if no one's there to take them, it's still a waste. So it's good on Stay Scott reading that and watching everybody kind of go to that corner. Ooh.
Yep, so it closes the gap a little bit, but it might be too little too late at this point. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure Stace to God's car uses the same kind of template as those cups from like the 90s. I'm pretty sure that's that same pattern.
That's kind of
I could
awesome.
be wrong, but in any event, this game comes to an end, so game 2 goes to Boots and Cats, 4-2 here, and they are one game away from securing their spot in the finals.
Yeah, Boots and Cats has definitely been shining. I mean, for those of you that have been watching since that first game, they have been ruthless. Ruthless with their shots, ruthless with their follow-ups. They haven't really missed any opportunities that are given to them, which is, kind of what separates the top from the very, very top. Once you're consistent enough to take every opportunity that's given to you, that's when your team's really going to start to shine. And Boots and Cats is doing that tonight very, very well.
And right now, I mean, they are building so much momentum that's going to help them if they make it through the finals. Oh, almost a critical defensive lapse there by Chrome, but fortunately, Subban managed to save that one. And this shot's going to get put into the corner. Chance for Versatile, but quickly shut down before it even gets into a decent striking position. Big pinch off the wall there. We'll almost put it back on the attack. Now Boots and Cats going to need to play this forward. And they will do so. Here's a chance. Linia Kia, though, doesn't quite get the contact he needs, and there's not a good touch by Stay Scott, and everybody's just kind of making weird shots here. I don't know what the heck is going on between the approaches these guys are taking, but ultimately there is a big clear as Chrome sends it downfield. Good follow-up touch by Boots and Cats with a big strike by Subban.
Versatile giving them a taste of their own little medicine there. Matt wasn't able to get a very great touch. He knew if he didn't touch it, it would have bounced right in the middle, but Subban was there still with just enough accuracy and power to still make him pay for that. If he'd able to maybe push that a little further down or in the corner, it might not have been. But those shots that bounce anywhere near that kind of upper middle area to the left and right of net, a lot of these players can put those in without even hesitating.
Yeah, he did just that. Oh, quick response. Another one of those slow bouncing shots that can pay off very well.
Yeah, Versatile's kind of, they seem to be sitting back a little bit on defense. When those balls are coming to bounce off that top wall, you need to be there as soon as possible. I mean, you've watched Boots and Cats, and even Versatile in this game, they put those in, and they're not going to stop unless you make them. You got to be up to contest those, or else these teams are really going to make you pay. And it seems like Versatile, maybe some miscommunications. Two of them are kind of sitting in net there, but it's really hard to say.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen that sort of shot by Mount, who comes in and looks like he's going to...
Oh, no! Oh, no! What a beautiful placement. Mount kind of going for that cherry pick roll, seeing that Lania Kia had a good shot, and just popped it perfectly to that top left corner. There's nothing Eversal could have done about that. There's no stopping a shot like that. That was impressive.
Just tucked that one into the upper left corner, and Boots and Cats responding very quickly. Mount coming off the wall with a cross setup. There's another big shot, and it's going to be denied by Chrome. Versatile has to get off the defensive side and start putting some shots in, but Boots and Cats is unrelenting right now. And oh, a big whiff there by Stay Scott. Almost puts him in a vulnerable position. Chrome has to come out of net to try and clear that out. But Boots and Cats has enough time to fall back, get boost, and now begin their attack yet again. Ermagerd set up to the wall. He's going to slow this one down, try and float it forward. Mistimes that little double tap, or I should say that little double jump. It doesn't quite work out. So here's a chance for Versatile. They're going to put the pressure on. But this shot cleared out, sent back by Stace God. Flash in the corner. Ball is still in a decent position for Versatile. It's not completely out of harm's way for Boots and Cats yet. And that particular play just made a quick work out of AutoCam.
Yeah.
Chrome playing that one in. Gonna be sent out by Lania Kia, but almost followed up by Subban. So a very lucky break for Lania Kia. Floats that one up in the air to get it past the defender. Off the backboard, chance for Boots and Cats. That's a slow floating shot. They gotta get that double touch, and Mount gets it.
It seems like Eversal just giving them a little bit too much room to play. That bounce off that back wall really needed to be contested, and it just, Ermagerd almost had that right there, and Mount was able to come in and kind of secure it. Looked like he jumped a little too high for that bounce. But, no, Eversal just seems to be a little on the back foot on the defense for some reason. Maybe they're a little hesitant because they've been putting up so many shots, but they really got to come out and contest those. They got to be confident and beat them to those balls.
Yeah, they definitely, you're absolutely right. They need to get much more aggressive, much more forceful, especially if they're going to let them just have all the time in the world to do these passing plays and pick up these rebounds. You have to fight fire with fire sometimes, and if you're not responding it, you're going to see exactly what's going on here. A little bit of a cross attempt there, gets broken up. Chrome going to try to play this in, but it will be easily cleared to a wide open net, completely downfield by Lania Kia.
Boots and Cats just checking in with the making them pay their dues as usual. Lania Kia just seemed to see that there was no one in net there, just kind of popped it right over. Versatile maybe not ready for such a hard clear. They definitely should have maybe kept it a little far back, but those are really tough to read and know that that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, they came in on a pretty aggressive play, but it just got shut down because they got exploited. No, not again. A midfield pinch play. Ermagerd actually going to get the credit for this one. And, heck of a goal. It's not really a pinch. I
what
thought it
a
was.
beautiful,
It was just a good
beautiful
redirect.
touch. Yeah, good redirect. You know, I think if Versal's starting to feel the pressure, they have, they know they got to start committing hard. And, in a game where there's only 3 players, you commit even 2 people, that's 2/3 of your team no longer on defense. And that third guy's got to come in for those shots. But sadly, it's just a sacrifice you got to make when you're behind.
Yeah, little chance there for Versatile, but it doesn't quite pay off. And this gap keeps getting bigger and bigger. Ooh, Mount tried to get a little bit of a touch there, which could have gone in, potentially. Chrome going to try to carry that one out, but it won't quite happen. So Stay Scott has to get a long distance clear. Lania Kia putting it into the far corner. And Boots and Cats still maintaining their attack. Disrupts Stay Scott in midair. Ends up putting him to the other side of the field. There's a big follow-up, but that one will break just a little high. And a huge demo as Subban takes Mount down. At least for now. Good clear by Lania Kia. Sends it to the wall. Now Boots and Cats going to try to put this play forward. There's a nice follow-up. And it just hits the crossbar, and Chrome manages to stop it. Another shot gets denied. Ermagerd keeping the play on. Not quite, though. Ooh, Stay Scott just gets underneath it. He wanted to put a little bit more behind it, though. So it doesn't quite get that. That's going to allow Boots and Cats to keep this play going. Another shot, Stay Scott floating it in. Mount keeping it in again. The pressure's going to continue. Big demo there on Mount. Set up high. Here comes Lania Kia. Just puts it to the post. Almost in. Chrome going to try to carry that out, but the attack continues. They cannot get it past that halfway point. And we are seeing Boots and Cats effectively shutting down midfield and not really allowing Versatile to put anything together. And as I say that, another back and forth, and they kind of pinched it off to the corner there. Not quite what they were hoping to do. But as time ticks off the clock, it is pretty much safe to say that Boots and Cats, in 3-0 fashion, has made quick work of eVersatile.
I mean, this is more than impressive watching these guys take on these big teams like this, and so harshly. I mean, they're winning by pretty large margins by more than one game a lot in these series. They are putting it down right now, and you look at this, these guys still dealing with a fair amount of lag. I mean, it's definitely not unplayable. That isn't really game changing, to be honest. And I played on EU servers with that same amount of lag, and it's definitely very, very playable. But it's still a slight disadvantage these guys are coming in with, and they're not letting it hinder their play at all. They understand it and they deal with it, and they just come in hard.
Yeah, it's always a case when it comes to the little bit of latency advantage that you get on Europe. It's really a case of trying to make those very precise timing plays and trying to read things to the second, and that's where the advantage starts to play into the local team. But you're right, it's not super significant. It's not so far ahead of things that they're not going to be able to effectively deal with it. But it can give a bit of an advantage sometimes. But I've seen series that have gone the complete opposite direction, where NA versus EU, and I've seen NA win on EU and EU win on the NA matches. So sometimes that happens, and there's really no advantage there. And that's what you're seeing at this high level. Is these players are just good enough that it's not going to be a totally game-changing factor.
Yeah, and I've single-handedly seen some of these guys really put it down on each other and on other people. I'm really excited, and I hope season 2 gets bigger, because I really want people to be able to follow these guys and really watch what they do. We're going to be casting a lot more next season, which is what I'm super excited about. We're going to be casting 3 days a week for both our EU premiere and our NA premiere, so it's going to be a lot of airtime for these guys, and a lot of exposure for some of these plays. I mean, if I could show you some of the stuff that even I saw eVersatile pull off last season. I mean, I think they made our Top Shots video more than once, and they were covered quite a bit in our pit stops. And I don't want to take anything away. They may have just gotten swept in that series, but they showed hard. I mean, they were second seed in our season, and they deserve to be. They played hard every single time. There might have been a little disconnect because, I understand that as of recently they haven't really been playing. They aren't on a team anymore. So that may attribute to their slight disconnects while playing. And I know that Snappy wasn't there today, which may have also added an extra kink. But, I mean, Boots and Cats didn't care. They came in to make them pay, and they weren't going to stop. And they didn't. And it paid off for them in the end.
Yeah, just all those little factors combined. Certainly, again, like you said, no disrespect to eVersatile. It was really just a case of a team that was dealing with a team that came in very hot, had a lot of momentum behind them, and really just played off of that. And Boots and Cats, as we all know, is still together, still consistently playing. So that is going to be a huge factor. You see that a lot with teams that either don't play as frequently or don't play very frequently at all, start to lose some of their luster a bit, because it's just hard to keep that momentum going when you're not getting other events under your belt. But in any event, a hell of a season for them. Very nice showing, and now it's going to move on to the other side of the bracket that we hadn't seen, a couple teams that we haven't seen play at all yet in this tournament. Double Tap and Foremost. So. Yeah,
no, and just so everyone knows kind of what's going on right now, we just watched one of the semifinals. That was Boots and Cats against eVersatile in the semifinals. So Boots and Cats made it to the finals, and this is the other side of the bracket where we get to watch the other semis between Foremost and Double Tap. The game before this, Foremost played Apollo 11 and looked like they knocked out Apollo 11. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to watch that game because I'm actually good friends with a few of them, and I played with them a few times. They're really nice guys, and I do just enjoy watching them play. So I'm hoping that I get to watch those replays a bit later and see how it's going.
Apollo kind of in a similar position, but not as similar. While they had broken up as Apollo, I had seen them play with slight variances as Team No Clue in some tournaments using that same roster. But the fact being, if you're not playing regularly and consistently against a team that does, then it does make things very difficult. But in any event, I mean, this is going to be a chance for Foremost to try to play spoiler, because now we know there's 3 teams left, basically, right now. We've got Boots and Cats waiting in the final. They're going to be dealing with either Double Tap or Foremost, and I must say, Double Tap is one of those teams super strong. came off of a huge week a couple of weeks back, sitting right now at the fifth strongest team in North America according to the recent power rankings. So this is a team that could be one of those just near difficult, near impossible to beat. It's really going to depend on what sort of game they bring in this series.
Yeah, and it's looking like I hadn't gotten to see Foremost lineup. It's looking like only Garrett is here from the original roster. He's got Turtle and Classics taking his two teammates' spots. You are allowed 2 roster changes all season, and they didn't use any until the very end. Plus, at the same time, I think everyone here agrees that I think we'd rather watch some games than have some free buys. I think those players are right around the level of where they would have been had they been Wildy Man and Nugs. So I'm excited to see. I've never seen these 3 play together, and it's going to be really interesting to see. And it looks like we have a sub in for Double Tap, and it's Hefty. No, I can't tell who's the sub for who.
Yeah, that'd be Hefty. I think their normal third is usually James Bot, who I believe is off at a LAN event right now.
Unless
So
I think Classics is for Double Tap, and Hefty is for.
That makes sense.
Give me 1 second. Actually, apologies.
We'll find out.
We have to wait 1 minute. We got a slight delay on one end. Someone has to use the restroom for a bit, so that gives me a little bit of time to talk. So for those of you who don't know what you're tuning into, this is the Pulsar Premier League playoffs, the Premier Division. My league separated into divisions. Premier being the highest division. We had 8 teams this season. Sadly, we lost 2. One decided to leave for personal reasons, and another had a disbanding, and it was a shame. But we originally only were going to have 6 teams in the playoffs anyway, so it kind of worked out. All 6 teams remained. This is one of the semifinals. We just witnessed the other one. Boots and Cats took it. They're in the finals, and it's looking like we are ready. So let me let them know.
All right, excellent. Yeah, they're ready to go. I am certainly ready to see these festivities.
You got any predictions on this game, Shalthus? I mean, it seems that I have no idea what's been going on so far, so I don't have a solid one.
Well, if Foremost got the win against Apollo 11, that's a very strong result, and that's certainly something they can, carry forward here. But if it's going to be a case of Double Tap coming in with the roster that I think they are, that's going to make them, put them in a really strong position to kind of continue the momentum that I'm sure they've been building off for the last several weeks. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Double Tap manages to take this series. But just based off what we've been hearing about what Foremost has done in this tournament so far, maybe they'll be spoiler. Maybe they can serve to be spoiler going into the finals. So we'll see how it goes, really.
I mean, I love upsets more than anything, which is kind of why I love playoffs, and that's what I'm hoping will happen. Kind of, not really. I mean, I'm not hoping anybody wins per se, but upsets are always fun. It's always great to see certain people make it to the end that maybe should or shouldn't have, and watching teams kind of cave under pressure makes it really, really exciting. It looks like we have a slight delay here. Apologize, folks.
Hey, it's all good. We know what's coming.
I will say, at least this screen doesn't spin.
Yeah.
If this one was spinning, I don't know if I could take it.
That is true. That is good. Yeah, the spin, not too bad. Maybe just needs to be slowed down a bit. The idea, though, I get. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just, put the brakes on just slightly.
Yeah, I know.
I think...
No, sorry, I feel like I keep cutting you off. My apologies.
No worries.
I know some people were saying maybe it should be like a Super Smash Brothers thing where at the end you show the winning cars, so you can kind of see their little decorations and whatever funny hat they're wearing. Because I know since this new update, everyone's been making some funny combinations of stuff. I think that would be kind of cool, just so that you can see your team all lined up like when you're in a party together. And apparently, someone isn't doing their job. All right, here we go.
And here, finally. Okay. So Digital, Espion, and Classics. That's a really strong team. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Classics, who formerly was playing for Mocket Esports, now is just he still is a very strong player. and could make life difficult. However, there is a bit of an advantage here with both Garrett and Turtle being current members of X Gaming, so that can help. But we'll see how things go as the game kicks off. As it stands right now, a lot of fighting in midfield. A bit of wrestling going on there. Is now Espeon going to try to clear this out, but nicely shut down. Ball going to be played up high. Here comes Garrett with a bit of an aerial. He's going to put that on target, however, but Digital with a good save plays that out. Sorry about the dogs. Espeon going to play this one off the backboard. Chance it, but the ball's going to get crossed back to center. So far, no real chances on net. Not a lot of pressure, but as I say that, here comes double tap. But nothing quite plays out of that, so we'll see if Foremost can put something together, or Vex Gaming, or whatever we want to call them. I don't know at this point. We'll just keep calling them Foremost since that's the spot that it belongs to. Espeon, though, good play forward here. Turtle's got to jump back, but he can't quite get to it. Or he does get to it, I should say. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind right now. But in any event, so far, no real solid offense being put together here. Except for that.
Except for that. Espeon always putting them shots on goal. It's a big running joke on the double tap team that Espeon always has so many shots on goal every single game. He's got great accuracy no matter where it is on the field. So something to look forward to, and everyone should definitely keep an eye out for every time that guy gets near the ball in the opposing half. Watch for that to be on target.
Dot going to get cleared up now. Oh, and Digital doesn't quite get the follow-up he needs, so Espeon's going to try and set this up high. Plays in, does get the cross, and there's Classics. Can't quite tuck it in. He's going to try to get the follow-up, though. I think we'll get pinched back out. Another good attempt there by Double Tap, but nothing gets put exactly away. Turtle going to clear this one almost out, but Espeon shuts that down. Now Classics keeping it in the corner. They need to get that cross, but they're fighting it off very well. Into the corner there, it's going to take a bounce into a strikeable position, but it's well stopped by Turtle. There's a good cross off the wall, but again played out. So much back and forth in this game so far. This is a little unreal.
Yeah, these teams, I think they both all seem to know each other, and they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they're really trying to make each other punish, and they're really trying to push hard.
Yeah, Garrett had to play that one very close to the line to clear that out.
Oh.
So far, so good. That shot breaks a little wide to the right. Classic's going to play it back, but Turtle will end up helping that all the way back. Espeon coming up has to play this out, and he does manage to get a beautiful clear, but it's well fought off by Garrett. Digital with a big save on that approach. Hefty with the cross. There's a good follow-up, and it's going to hit the crossbar and go out. They need to get the rebound. There it is, but another stop. Classics floats up into a defensive position just in case they were going to try another shot, but it works out pretty well. Digital now going to have to play this downfield. Gets slowed down, but he's going to get the follow-up. Chance on net. Hefty. Nice shot there. Clears it all the way out. Big follow-up high by Turtle, but Classics prevents it from completely clearing.
What a shot by Garrett. Oh, what a great prediction. Luckily, I just switched to him. Yeah, decent clear by Classics. Wasn't as hard as he wanted. Kind of bounced in front of net. Garrett with a great prediction. Nice little air roll there. Trying to get on top of the ball so they didn't put it too high up the net. One of the harder things to do on really, really quick notice, and he did a great job putting it in the top right corner. Nearly impossible to block on a moment's notice.
Yeah, those clears, coming from the high point of the net, it's usually good if your teammate can be there to help it forward, but otherwise you're basically centering it for the other team, so it is a little risky. The play off the backboard by Classics is now Double Tap coming on the attack. Espeon setting it up high. Garrett's going to put that into the corner, but Espeon prevents the clear yet again. They're doing a good job of preventing the clears, but not quite a good job of actually putting shots on net because they have not scored here, and we're running low on time for Double Tap. However, they are only one goal down, so all you need is 1 second, and sometimes you don't even need that. Classic centering up. There's the big response as Espeon plays off that beautiful little tip-up by Classic.
I think he heard you. I think they did. What a nice little touch by Classics right to middle. Espeon with a great read, right onto target, seeing his opening, coming flying in, ready for to slam that right in the net before anyone could get there.
Yeah, man. Well, with the series tied up, or the game tied up at 1 goal apiece, it's going to come down to this final minute to see which of these two teams can. I think probably one more goal might just be enough. But we'll see how it plays out. Cross there. Espeon can't quite keep it in. Nicely played by Turtle. Tries to get it over to his teammate, but he's going to have to clear it the other direction. Still on the attack. Well stopped by Digital. Now a chance to play this forward. That ball's going to get cleared all the way down. And that slow rolling shot, and Turtle's going to sideswipe it in.
Beautiful touch by Hefty here. What a nice touch. He pops up the corner, goes for the follow-up, able to keep it on the ground and a nice solid roll, almost putting it right in the net. It seems that Double Tap maybe had a little miscommunication there, kind of being out of net, and Turtle was there to kind of just push that right in. Really devastating in the last 40 seconds of the game. Going to be hard to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see if they can pull this off. Now's the clutch time. Garrett's going to prevent that one from being put into a dangerous position. Turtle playing it out. Digital now sending it off the back wall, or the side wall. Espeon tries to flip this one in, but the ball's still up high. Could be a chance. Good aerial shot, but it just breaks a little too far to the right. Espeon's going to have to come in to keep this ball in on center. Can't quite do it. And there's a little floating shot. Digital gets the second touch and a late game tying goal.
Make him eat my words talking about that 40-second play. Espeon fighting hard for this, getting a really good tap over Garrett and Turtle, who both seem to be kind of hanging in the same place. Really close shot by, really close block there by Turtle, but just, you know, couldn't get there. Those are hard to read. You don't know exactly where they're going to put it. Good play there by Double Tap.
Yeah, very strong attack there. So now with the final few seconds left, are they going to be able to prevent overtime? We're going to see a little side swipe there by Turtle. Ends up sending Classics flying. Ball's in a good spot for Foremost. Oh, and they misses that, what could have been a goal. So we're going to overtime. First game of this set in a good position for both these teams. They're both looking very good. I will say that the pressure looking a bit better for Double Tap. However, the scoreline not reflecting that quite yet. Hefty trying to deny the center. Doesn't need to do it. Garrett trying to play this one out. Ball is going to be sent a little bit downfield. Still around the halfway mark, but there comes Turtle playing it off the backboard. Garrett whiffs on that one. Hefty comes underneath, floats it up high, and Espeon loses that 50-50. So there's a chance for Hefty, going to try to win the game here, but Classics with a good save puts that one into the corner. Foremost, though, still on the attack. Nice shot there by Digital. He's going to send that downfield. He's going to give his team a chance to regroup a bit. Classics tries to prevent that clear, but Hefty breaks past him. Little cross check by Digital on Hefty to slow that down, and we're still going here. Espeon playing it off the wall, back and forth. But it's a setup for Turtle, who sends it up back. He's going to have to play it to one of his teammates, but he can't quite do it. Digital can't even get the clear out. Both teams having a hard time establishing something, but as I say that, there's Classics who just manages to put in a game-winning goal by sneaking it past the defender before he's slammed out of the way.
Turtle gets slammed there, which puts two orange players out of position. All Classics got to do is beat out the last player, which I believe might have been Hefty. Hefty kind of overcommitted and got beat to the ball and went right over him. I believe it was Hefty. Before I call him out, I should probably know. It looked like a short name, and the other two names are a little longer, and both have Vex.
It's all right. Very well could have been, but in any event, that was a solid overtime goal. That is going to again, put that momentum on the side of Double Tap. So we're going to see if they can actually play this forward, though, because this is going to be the tricky point, where they definitely need to kind of regroup a little bit. Come into this, maybe show a little bit more consistent offensive pressure, and I think they might be able to get past Double Tap here.
Yeah, I mean, just so everyone knows, Double Tap is our #1 seed. They've won every single matchup this season. Oh, Espeon almost with that nice little touch right in net. But yeah, they won every single series. I think they maybe lost a total of 4 or 5 games at all. But they took every series, had the max amount of points you could win in the season, and they performed really, really well. They do not have Jamespot with them tonight. Which could be a bit of a thorn in the paw. I know that those 3 guys play a lot together and they work really well. But they may be telling me otherwise with these beautiful touches in the net.
Oh, that one's going to fall apart. Espeon with a backflip, though. Keeping the ball in the orange zone, at least for now. See if they can continue this pressure. Digital plays it up, but Garrett will manage to finally get the clear. Ooh, little side touch there. Ends up keeping it on, but Classics, solid touch to clear it down. And we're in a little bit of a ping-pong mode right now. But I will say, again, we're not seeing a lot of pressure being put out by Foremost. They're getting decent defense. They're getting some pretty solid clears and a few good chances like that one there, which Digital turns aside. But immediately, it's almost turned right back around. So we're going to see if they can keep up what they're doing at this moment. And a big demo on Classics could very well do it. Digital, though, clears it back to the corner. Turtle playing it up high. Well fought on the wall by Espeon, who's going to clear this back down. It looks like a chance for Double Tap here. Shot's going to get put past Classics, unfortunately, so it will not work out there. Still no goes here. Chance for Turtle. Turtle gets it over to Hefty, and a beautiful side swipe puts it away.
Espeon got caught a little off guard here. We got a good follow-up by Turtle, passing it to the net. Hefty coming in for the nice little touch right towards the net. Espeon seemed to be facing the wrong direction when that first happened. Maybe he didn't expect it to roll around so nicely, but it foremost made it pay.
Absolutely did. So a good start for Foremost here. Gonna try to respond to it. Turtle playing it off the backboard. Doesn't quite get the side angle he needs on it, so he just kind of bounces it off the back wall a few times. Could be a chance for a double tap here. Good play forward. Classics, though, needs to put a little more behind it, but he can't get to it before Turtle does. And that's going to allow Foremost to play this forward. Espeon touches that off to the sidewall. Classics now has to play it up again. Once again, well denied. And it looks like we are starting to see more of a midfield defense out of Foremost here to prevent a lot of these chances for double tap. They're having a good opportunity clearing this back out. Now another chance for Foremost, but it is defended by Digital, who sends it off to midfield yet again.
We got you know, some solid plays coming into both teams, but also a decent amount of respect. They both understand. Jesus, they both understand that, you know, either of these teams can be putting up shots whenever they're given the opportunity. So it seems like they're trying to drop back quick, but not quick enough this time. Is he? Oh, he almost couldn't get around. Just as I'm talking about it, never mind, apparently.
Yeah, a bit of a brute force play here by Classics, who just fights his way to make sure that ball keeps going forward. Espeon does get that little tiny touch on it, but it was Classics who kind of owned that shot the whole way.
That was a real close call there. It looks like the Classics was getting in the way of Garrett, so he couldn't get back on defense, which was pretty much could have been what stopped him from saving that ball.
Now Digital keeping it in, gets the cross there. Turtle's going to prevent it from going in front of the net. And right now we are back in a tied game situation like we've been for a lot of this series so far. Classics, though, can't follow that one up. Well stopped by Espeon. Still a chance here. Digital comes in, but that little side swipe was denied. There's another follow-up, goes off the backboard. And again, no luck. Not going to get sent down. Turtle going to try to carry this in. Chance now for double tap. Oh, but they can't follow up on what was a shortly available wide open net. Big velocity shot getting cleared all the way downfield. Now double tap going to try to put something together. Here comes Digital. Good distance shot. Can Garrett get to it? No, he can't. And Digital from long distance puts this one away.
Put some nice touches on. Digital coming in for a really nice aerial. Really nice putting it on target. You know, once he sees that he has that opportunity, he keeps it up high so that they couldn't get up underneath that and pop it above the net. It looks like, I almost called him Vex. Looks like Foremost overcommitted just a little bit too much with that play. But, you know, blocking those really hard, you know, backfield aerials are really hard to expect.
All right, well, shot going to be played in. Turtle putting it up high. There's a good touch by Espeon, who gets it past the defenders. Oh, but Classics comes in too short underneath it. Digital tried to put that shot on target, but it was defended well. Now Turtle playing this out. Final minute on the clock. Double tap has the advantage right now. They're going to try to get one more goal for potentially a bit of insurance. Garrett, though, nice touch there. Helps at least prevent what could have been a very solid shot. However, double tap still on the attack, and they're looking a little bit more refined in the type of attack they're putting. They're shutting down the midfield, really putting together some decent shots, but the defense of Foremost is very strong right now. Good cross there out of the corner. Espeon, though, can't quite get the angle he needs. So that's going to allow Turtle to try to play this up high, and he wins that one. So he's going to get the advantage here.
Yeah, definitely.
Now they're going to fight there.
Oh, apologies. No, I definitely see that double tap is putting on the pressure a little harder, a little more organized. They got better placement with their touches, keeping it to empty space. You know, a lot of things that players take a little bit to get used to and really start mastering is putting that ball where no one is to ensure that you've got a better opportunity to be the next touch. Whoa, do we have an opportunity here? Garrett with a nice touch above the net. Oh!
Mortar shot breaks a little bit behind him, and he can't get that second bit of contact, which would have been very valuable here. So with that, double tap gets the win here.
Yeah, both these games being really, really close. But yeah, like I said, you know, you can kind of see towards the end there. Double tap had those a little better placement on when they were on offense. You know, they were able to keep it in the empty defensive slots, you know, to make sure they had more time and they couldn't get hard clears. Maybe they'll be able to take it through to this next game. Definitely something to keep an eye out for. But, I mean, Foremost is nothing to write off yet. I mean, they definitely have been putting up some really, really nasty shots, some good plays together. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And here we go, game kicking off. Their clash. Hefty's going to end up putting that to the wall. No real wins there. Classics, not sure what he's trying to do there. Just slow the ball down to allow Digital to make that play for it. Digital tries to come in and get that second touch. Same with Classics, but it is well defended. Ball put into the far corner. Espeon's going to try to win this one, and he does. Still shot all the way past the defenders. Finally, Hefty manages to disrupt that, but a big play in. Try to play that past again, but the net's wide open, so Digital has to fall back and swipe that away. Still nobody back on defense in a solid position. Classics can't get in there, and Turtle punishes a big defensive lapse.
Looks like Double Tap just really wasn't able to get back. That bump by Class, looks like someone bumped Classics. Turtle with a nice shot from the corner. Good accuracy, top left corner. Again, some of those shots, like, you got to prevent them before they're taken. Once they're off that hood of that car, if you're not in the way of that, there's really no predicting those touches. There's really no way you're going to be in that corner, so you really got to try and meet those as quickly as you can.
You're absolutely right. Nice shot there. Big back and forth right now. But oh, and a quick response by Garrett, who reads that one off the backboard. And immediately Foremost coming out swinging in this game.
Looks like Digital maybe wasn't expecting the low shot to the low corner. Great placement again there by Garrett. Looks like Foremost, you're really getting really good at those corner placements. You know, you can put it on net all you want, but if you put it directly at an opposing player, you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of results out of it. And Foremost is definitely showing that they definitely, you know, are keeping an eye out for that and really making Double Tap pay for their tiny little placement errors.
And another chance here. Turtle again, but it's denied by Classics, but the play is still going. Espeon has to float this one up high. Cross will end up putting it down. Good follow-up by Garrett. Digital has to come charging in with a big save there. But immediately, Turtle responds again, and Foremost is just on fire right now.
Foremost,
the amount of shots they're putting on net.
Yeah, they did not want to get swept, it seemed. They're just they just keep bouncing it back and forth in front of the net, forcing Double Tap out of position. You know, some of these shots some of them have been really great placements, and, you know, that last one right there where it's just a matter of keeping them out of position. You know, you keep putting the pressure on these teams, and it's really hard for them to keep their rotation perfect for too long.
And as it stands right now, this game is completely in favor of Foremost. The Double Tap still has lots of time, though, so it's definitely not out of reach, but they have to shut down this offensive attack. If they let this keep up, then it will die quickly, despite the fact that there's over 3 minutes to play. And as I say that, a little bit of a miscommunication there on the part of Double Tap. They had a chance on net, but too many people going in for it. Big stop by Espeon. Has to respond very quickly to that rebound. Classics whips on that. Turtle's going to backflip it to try and change the momentum. However, Hefty, nice struggle play off the wall there to try to put that in. And they're going to fight yet again. Classics, though, clears this off to the corner. Will catch that bezel. And it's a good center. Espeon's going to try to get the dunk, and no, he just puts it up too high. And that's going to allow Turbulence. No. They're not Turbulence anymore. Foremost to clear that out.
Turbulence Vex Foremost.
Yeah. Two of those teams are the same. One of them is not. In any event. Shot set up high out of the corner. Chance for Garrett, who's going to put that one down, but Espeon will prevent the cross in front of the goal. Now a chance for Double Tap to play this forward. Espeon comes off the wall. Good center. Actually going to put it on target, and it's, wow, well defended. Garrett comes in with everybody out of place, and I was waiting to see if anybody from Double Tap was going to be able to follow that up, because they were all out of position after that triple save.
Yeah, every single one of them went for that save, and I think every single one of them would have had it. But all they had to do was one of them. If one of them had called it, maybe somebody would have stayed down. But either way, good noticing on Double Tap there, just waiting, waiting patiently for that open net.
Yep, absolutely. So that's going to give them at least one goal here with 2 minutes to play. On pace for 1 goal a minute, but they should probably try and score a little bit faster than that. And as I say that, nice shot by Espeon, but it is denied by Garrett, who puts it off to the corner with credit for that save. Now he's going to come out and carry this one into an attacking position, but Digital shuts the play down before it happens. Gets a good follow-up shot over to Espeon, who doesn't make any contact with it, and might not be a bad thing. Classics helps pinch that into center. Espeon coming up backwards. He's going to make a couple touches on that. The ball is basically stayed on the same horizontal plane for a while there, but finally moving.
Ooh.
Now chance for foremost here. There we go. Hefty finally getting the clear to put the attack back on. This Digital's going to send this along the wall. Another clash there. Classics, though, gets a good clear long distance, puts it up well high. Digital trying to read this, tries to get that double tap. Oh, but he can't quite do it. He tries to pick up that rebound on a very classic shot there, but it's just too high. So time running down for double tap here. One more goal for foremost could very well seal this game for them, but double tap needs to quickly score. Play by Classics to put it along the wall. Ball's going to be pinched out. Chance for Classics. He tries to beat the defense, but not enough power behind it. Easy response. And here we go again. Ball going to get turned around. Final few seconds, and they need to score twice. I don't know if they have the time to do it. Set up here. Classic's going to try to slowly float that past Garrett. He's got to pick up his own rebound, but he can't as Turtle fights it down.
A great effort by
30
Classics.
left.
Great effort there.
Big demolition on Garrett. Now they have to try to turn this around, but they are running so low on time. They need 2 goals, not 1. Off the backboard, there's a follow-up, and that slow-rolling shot is easily caught by Digital, who now needs to hurry and put this one in on the net so they have at least one more shot. I don't know if they're going to get it, though. Final few seconds. Classics can't do it. Hits the post, and as time expires here, that is going to do it for Double Tap in this game.
Yeah, it seemed that Double Tap, they came out strong in the beginning. They had their set plays. They were definitely working together. Seemed to have a few communications toward the end there. I think in the last few minutes I saw a few bumps between players. Espeon and Classics bumped a few times, and I think Digital on another. It's those tiny mistakes that these higher end teams will just make you pay for. I mean, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I mean, that's what separates some of these guys from like the top teams to the semi-top teams. You look at those really high teams; they just don't make those mistakes nearly as often. Not that they're making them often today. I'm not trying to say that, but
No, and sometimes it's really just a case of teams having an off day or just an off game.
Oh, of course.
And they come back and might still end up taking this series because they are still on match point. So, being on the verge there, maybe they let down their guard a little bit, and now they realize, well, they can't afford to do that. So, as this game kicks off, a chance for Foremost to try to get back into the series and force a deciding game. But we're going to have to see if Double Tap can continue their momentum and maybe even end things a little bit early. So as this play continues on, so far everything owned by Foremost. Double Tap having a difficult time playing this out of their side of the pitch. There's a good pinch being played down. Ball's going to get cleared to the far corner as Digital comes in with a shot of his own. Setting that up, nice follow-up by Digital, but somebody's got to be there to back him up. Not quite the contact they needed, so that play will dissolve. But the attack continues. Turtle shuts that one down before it gets into a dangerous position. Everybody falling back, giving Double Tap lots of time to respond there. Second touch puts it up high off the wall. Classic's going to put it down. There's another good follow-up from Classics with that second little lifting touch. Puts away the opening goal.
We were talking about earlier with that ruthless pressure. They just, this is probably the 4th or 5th drive in a row that they were able to put up. The Double Tap was able to put in, and after a while, you catch them off. It seemed like Hefty was in the corner. I don't think there was anyone really in net for that. Really good follow-ups by Double Tap. Really keeping it on the net, and almost another one from Classics there from the right corner.
Yeah, that would have been a little disastrous at being able to break through 2 defenders. Oh, but here comes
what a
save!
save!
Clear doesn't happen for Foremost.
I gotta give Hefty credit on this one for this save. He got up just in time for that to block that Espeon shot. What a beautiful touch. Turtle wasn't able to get it out. He kind of caved under the pressure. He knew he had to get it out now or never, or they were gonna put it on target. So, I guess he just couldn't get around in time.
Yeah, that was a difficult sort of clear to make, and he just misjudged the angle a little too much. So 2-0 lead here for Double Tap, and they are trying to start strong and hopefully wrap things up here in this game. We'll see how that plays out. Turtle will play this one forward. Classics, though, shuts that play down. Espeon and Garrett both fight for it there. So not a lot coming together for Foremost there, more for Double Tap. Still the defense looking pretty good for Foremost. And oh, what a pinch play. Almost takes the right angle, but it breaks just too far off. And there's a follow-up off the wall, which again goes too far to the side. Now
Classics with the backflip.
Oh, Classic's playing it in. He's going to try to get that.
And he was able to turn it
again.
around. He starts his plan for the Fuels backflip, man, just messing up right here, right away. And then he's able to follow up his own touch. A nice little freestyle, getting ready for it to fall in. Looks like two Foremost players went up for that save and couldn't get it around that nice little bend.
Yeah, Classics.
Pretty funny.
Not only earning a goal, but also earning a little bit of style points there on that goal. Extend this lead to 3-0. And, all right, so the ball's going to get cleared now down to the double tap side. Foremost desperately needs to put an attack together, and there's a good start as Garrett finally opens up the scoring for Foremost.
Apologies. Got a nice pinch between Turtle and Digital. Popped it right in that distance that's just too far away from net to comfortably go for, but also not close enough to where you can get to it. And Garrett was able to make him pay. Came in for the nice little upside down aerial, popping it right into net.
And so far, so good. So the scoring begins for Foremost. Now they just need to build it up and continue from here. So Double Tap knows they have to deny any momentum from continuing, but right now, leaving that net a little vulnerable. Fortunately, Digital got back there. They try to carry this in. Both Garrett and Turtle there. But Classics gets it off of their hoods. Now they need to play this out. And they're having a hard time actually getting it out. There's a good little pinch play. Fortunately, Digital was hanging back. Hefty running out of
oh, Garrett! I think Garrett went up for this, not really expecting it to come all the way down before it got contested, and it seemed to pay for him. I think Classics ran out of boost last second. Garrett was able to get there just in time to pop that in. Really nice shots we're seeing from both sides. Really kind of showing some flair, making each other, trying to one-up each other, it seems like. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, but the most important factor right now is they've just scored 2 unanswered goals and closed this gap to 1 with lots of time to play. So Double Tap can't afford to slow down now. Whatever momentum and energy they had built up from the last 3 goals that they played, they desperately need to keep that going. Otherwise, Foremost is going to force a Game 5 here, and it's going to come down to that. We'll see how this comes together. Espion playing it off the backboard. Oh, and Digital tries to get that second shot, but Hefty with a critical save. Now a touch put in, and Classics comes in with a good, important goal there for Double Tap.
And they would get their response, kind of getting that cushion. Espion really great contest, putting it back in, keeping 2 orange players out of position underneath that, and a great bump on Garrett, keeping him out of net. That was just a good good series of touches and plays there by Double Tap.
And whoa, everybody moving the same direction as the ball on kickoff there. But it does leave the net vulnerable. Oh, Turtle had to slow down. That ball popped up in the air, and Classics way out of position to stop it. So again, that advantage already wiped away by a very interesting little play here.
Classics almost getting the demo there. Turtle being very, very patient, waiting for that ball to roll up, waiting to be able to get the good predict, and he puts it in the top right corner.
Yeah, that may have been the advantage and the reason that Classics wasn't quite in a position to stop it. So with a minute and a half left to play, a chance for Foremost to get back into this. This is match point for Double Tap, and oh! An awkward
Oh, no!
Sends the ball the opposite direction.
How fortunate and also unfortunate for both of these teams. Got a pinch between Digital and Turtle, just sends it right in the net. Garrett going for the nice little goal steal, but no one in Double Tap was really prepared for that. But to be fair, those are impossible to predict and be ready for. So.
Yeah, but it has worked out very well, as now this game is tied up with over a minute to play. Double Tap just lost that 3-goal lead. They had it back up to 2, but it fell apart again. And now Foremost trying to carry some of the momentum from that last game. Let's see if they can put it together. Turtle trying to get that second shot, but it gets pinched downfield. Garrett can't quite get it. Classics, though, now in a position to strike. He's going to fly in off the wall, but it is denied by Hefty. Ball played up high. Chance for Espion, who crosses it in. Off to the wall by Digital. Off to Classics. Classics putting it in. Not a lot of pressure behind it. Easily stopped by Garrett. Espion slows that one down, but here comes Turtle, who's going to try to play this cross off the backboard. Can't get that second touch. Nobody there to support it. Classics pinches it down for a big clear. That gets stopped by Hefty, at least for now. Played in by Garrett. And a big setup to Hefty, who gets the go-ahead goal.
What a good redirect over here. Good placement. Hefty went for the hit. Kind of put him in a good cherry pick position. He saw it real early. Really nice movement of his car to get that flick right into the top center of the net. And good seeing the pass there. And I don't know if I caught who got that pass. Really good notice and seeing Hefty was up there.
Yeah, and now Double Tap, who had the lead for most of this game, is about to lose it. And they will need to recover here and try to put another goal away with only a few seconds left on the clock. Off the wall, Turtle trying to carry it in. Espion plays it out, but it's turned right around yet again. Classic's good side swipe. However, Foremost doing their best to shut this down. Now played in. Digital's going to carry it up. Offensive opportunity. Time is up. They have 0 seconds left. Let's see if they can do this, but the ball strikes the ground. And a huge comeback by Foremost will force a deciding Game 5.
Wow, going from 2-0 to 2-2 is pretty impressive to do. You know, it's hard to keep those nerves down. It's hard to maintain that head when you're already down 2-0 and you're one game away from losing for the next 3 games in a row. But Foremost definitely came out strong, and they are good. They were what, 3-0 for part of that game?
Yeah, they actually started off 3-0, and then they closed it down to 1, but then had to come back, and the lead was then extended to 4, and then it was just 3 unanswered goals, and Foremost just really fighting back to take this one. So that momentum could be huge for Foremost here, as the winner of this game will move on to take on Boots and Cats in the finals of this playoff. So we are coming down to the end of this playoff, but a big chance for Foremost. Tries a floating shot and it gets past Espion. Unbelievable. That should not have slipped past him. He had all the time in the world to read this shot, but he just couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, I think he expected it to hit the top post. I saw him kind of cheat up there. It looked like he was ready to read that top hit. And then I think the arc was just a little steeper than he thought, and it fell right into the top of the net.
Absolutely did, and unfortunately, you have to assume that ball's headed on target, because that one went right over his head. So a good start for Foremost. Double Tap has to respond quickly, but Garrett taken to the sky, trying to pull up something a little flashy, but Classics fights that one off. Putting it back downfield, going to try to respond here. Wide open net. He has to force it past, though. But Hefty was there. Here comes Espion. Tries to get past the defense, and he just manages to cut off the clear, and it bounces its way into the net.
Classics with some good pressure. Even though he saw Hefty with the clear, he was able to kind of come in. Espion doing the same thing. You know, a lot of times, even if you think you've lost it, going for that contest and that 50 or that block, that body block. Sometimes, I mean, you just saw 2 body blocks in a row that resulted in a nice little goal there. So they definitely had some really good reads on that one.
Yeah, and as I say that, Garrett's going to put this one in, just clips the crossbar and gets away in another little defensive touch. But there, Foremost just covering the field nicely and quickly responding with this goal.
I remember earlier in the season, Double Tap was being ruthless on their kickoff goals, and it seems like Foremost is maybe trying to give him a little bit of that back. Those quick kickoff goals are hard to, everyone's kind of scrambling for boost right off the bat. Everyone's not exactly in a great position to be able to handle themselves, so really, really good opportunities if you can get one. But a lot of times those kickoffs are pretty hectic. You really can't predict where that ball's going all the time.
No, definitely not. It can be very challenging. The kickoff strategy is still one of those metas in Rocket League that I think is being developed and changed and altered, and will continue to do so for a long time. But for now, when the ball's out of kickoff, it all falls back to the same approach. Put that ball in the net. Nice play in by Digital, who tries to put it down, but it will actually end up bouncing out, so a chance for Foremost here, as Hefty floats it up, but it will be cleared back down. Chance for Classics, but Turtle disrupts that one. They want to continue this momentum. If they can win this game, if Foremost can win this, they will complete the reverse sweep of Double Tap. And a very startling result, and end up moving in to the finals against Boots and Cats, who I'm sure are eagerly awaiting the winner of this.
For those of you who just tuned in, I see we just got a host from Market. Thank you so much to Market for the support, and hope everyone can enjoy. Right now we are in the second semifinal game match of the Pulsar Premier League. Right now we're looking at Double Tap against Foremost, and they're waiting to see who plays against the EU team Boots and Cats in the finals.
Yeah, we will find out, but there. Shot's going to send up high. Garrett tries to put it on point, and another big one gets pinched out by Digital. This could be a big chance for a Double Tap here to tie this up. They have to hurry and get in there, but Hefty quickly back on defense to shut that down. Classic setting up high. Garrett manages to tap it twice and get past there, but here comes Double Tap yet again. Turtle, though, going to send that back downfield. Digital over to Classics. Classics plays past one defender. Does manage to get past the second one. Off the back, has to get past Turtle and everybody again because all that time allowed them to regroup. Double tap, having a difficult time actually putting chances on net. Garrett's going to go for distance, but Turtle cuts that one off so the defender doesn't get to it. Now across. And he just sneaks it in on the very close angle as Turtle, or foremost here, manages to get an extension of their lead.
Beautiful sneak in there by Turtle. Good patience coming off that wall. You see he kind of sank with the ball, waiting for his opportunity for that second little flick. Great angle. So hard to read those on defense. Really good play there.
Big chance here. Vex just wants to. Foremost wants to complete this reverse sweep. One win away from moving into the finals against Boots and Cats. Double tap running very low on time. Time has been their worst enemy throughout this series. And they have yet to win a game since game 2 here. And right now, I think Foremost looking to be that team to put up the fight against Boots and Cats, who also looked very impressive throughout their first couple of games. Espion going to carry this down, gets past Turtle. Classic's going to try to help him out, gets the cross, chance for Espion. He will put that goal away to close the gap to 1.
There's plenty of time in this game. A minute 22. I've seen both of these teams do way more in way less time. Really good tap by Classics over to Espion, seeing him ready for that touch. Seemed that Foremost was a little bit slow to get to that. Someone's sitting on the back post, not the front post, but bringing it to that 1-point game. We're going to hopefully see this maybe go into overtime. I'd love to see a Game 5 overtime.
Yeah, we very well could get there if Double Tap can get this necessary goal, and that's a good attempt.
What a deflect.
Too far to the side. But he's going to follow up. Second attempt, Digital comes in, but Garrett will clear it up from up high. The pressure is on Double Tap. You can see they're trying to continue the attack. Good distance shot. It's going to go off the bar. The slow rolling when they have to get to it in time, and Hefty just manages to cut that one out. That one was going a little too slow. Turtle playing it up, but Espion shuts it down. There's Garrett into the corner. Chance for Foremost, but Turtle crosses it to nobody. Hefty has to come in. Classics, though, will win that 50-50. If you want to call it a 50-50, it was something like a 50-50, but Digital clearing it back down. Final few seconds. Good redirect. Garrett can't quite get to it, and Espion ties the game up.
There's that tie-up I was hoping for. Digital come up with a really hard clear from net. Espion with a nasty deflect, kind of slash redirect into the center. And it seems like Foremost just really couldn't get there in time. Really, really fast. I mean, those redirects from that distance, or I only want to half call it that, but from that distance, it's really hard to keep the power on it. Really good on Espion for keeping the pressure.
Absolutely, but now, with 23 seconds to play, we are basically already in golden goal territory. You don't even have to wait for overtime for it. Next goal will probably end up winning this game. Espion prevents that clear from happening. Chance now for Double Tap. He's got to build this forward. Good solo play, but Garrett cuts him off there. Classic slows it down. Hefty puts it on point. Final few seconds. Here comes Turtle with an aerial shot, putting it in, and that ball was so we are going to overtime.
This is it, folks. Overtime in Game 5. Whoever takes this gets to go to the finals against Boosting Cats.
Yep, one big goal for a spot in the finals. Espion prevents that clear. Chance to Classics. Here's a chance for Double Tap. Tries to come in, but he flips around instead of getting that second bounce that he needed. Now Turtle going to try to carry this up. Digital stops that in its tracks. Espion just fighting back and forth. Chance for Turtle, but he goes a little too far to the right. Almost had a wide open net. Follow up. Here comes Hefty, puts it up high off the crossbar. Digital misses.
Oh no!
By Espion.
What is going on? Oh my God! Well, great defense from Double Tap. Great offense from Foremost. This is a brutal overtime in a Game 5 series.
Still shots being put up high. Espion and Classics trying to fight this way out. Can't get it out of their end yet. Finally, Classics or Espion, sorry, plays it out. Follow up by Digital, who puts it in on point, but Hefty with a clear to send it back to the blue zone. Now we're going to see Espion playing it in. Good second touch. Puts the ball on target. Garrett has to deflect it out, but a chance for Double Tap here as Classics puts it off the backboard, but Hefty actually cuts that one off. Now Espion with the cross. Hefty
with the demo! The goalie demo! We end it with a goalie demo! Oh, Espion with a good tap. It looks like Classics went in for that demo. Hefty, I don't know if he realized maybe the goalie had been slammed. Classic's just kind of sitting there looking and waiting, kind of seeing that he had the opportunity for that. And what a series. What a series, my God.
An outstanding performance by these teams. I mean, plain and simple, that's as good as it's supposed to get. But we're not even done yet. That's the kind of series you want to see in a finals. We still have a finals left to go. I mean, geez, the amount of shots put on net, 9 for Double Tap, 13 for Foremost. Despite their best efforts, they are moving on to the grand finals here. It will be Double Tap up against Boots and Cats, who are going to prove to be, I think, a significantly bigger challenge than Double Tap might be expecting. So hopefully they caught some of the action earlier, so they know kind of what they're getting into here against Boots and Cats.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, that series was insane. Foremost really brought it to him. I think Foremost got a little bit of a hit later in the season. They weren't able to get the points they think they needed. They broke up, I think, in maybe week 4 of our league. I think they had to forfeit one of their games. I don't know. But they easily could have been a higher seed than they were. But they definitely showed hard this game. I mean, even with the 2 subs, I don't know I know Hefty hasn't. Actually, I can't really say. But I don't think Hefty plays with them that often for them to really shine that hard. And Double Tap, being shy on James Bot with him being away at that LAN tournament this weekend, definitely had a few disconnects. Definitely seemed like Double Tap wasn't showing their true self the full game, but you definitely saw some specks of it from game to game. Every now and then they really showed what they needed. And Boots and Cats, for those of you that haven't seen, man, Boots and Cats is on fire tonight. And I hope that the waiting in between these last games hasn't hindered that at all, because I would love to see these guys go head to head at their full potential.
You're absolutely right, and I know we're going to get a very impressive series out of these teams right now, just based off what we've seen so far. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I think someone just asked right now when the finals is, and the finals is about to start in the next few minutes here. Once we get everything settled in the back end. But man, no, I'm excited. I gotta say, I definitely, stats wise, for those of you who don't know, Double Tap did finish top seed in our season, but they almost just got taken out pretty well there by Foremost, and a very promising showing by them. And Boots and Cats was, I believe, last seed. I think they were the bottom seed of this season, and they have made it all the way to the finals. And I'm really excited to see if they're going to be able to show face here against Double Tap. If they can really push against Double Tap's little mishaps here, and they can make them pay for their slight disconnects. Boots and Cats really didn't. I don't know what you think, Shalthus, but Boots and Cats, I didn't see a whole lot of room for mistakes in when they were playing.
No, that's what's going to make this series very interesting. Is they're going to deal with a similar kind of attack that they were dealing with against Foremost. Because it seemed like Foremost was using a very similar kind of very aggressive style of play, and that's exactly what we've been seeing all day out of Boots and Cats. So if Double Tap can withstand that again and potentially hold off again, then they do stand a chance to actually win this entire tournament. But I will say it is going to be very difficult for for Double Tap, I should say, to have to do it all over again. It's got to be exhausting coming out of a full best-of-5 series against a team that really was fairly relentless throughout that whole set. And now having to do it all over again against a team that is going to pull off the same strategy. I mean, what do you do? How are you going to fight that off a second time, especially now on the grand stage of the finals? Oh,
yeah. And, it's like I said, it's so hard. Even yesterday when we did the D1 playoffs, whatever I predicted in my head was so far off, and that's what I think is really cool about these playoffs. Is like so many of these things have been just not what I expect. It's so cool to give these teams, when you see them under pressure, they perform so much differently. But it's cool. That means it kind of shows that a lot of these teams are that close in skill. Even if they maybe came bottom seed or top seed, they were still pretty close in skill level, as being shown here. That we really haven't seen that many dominations at all.
No, we really haven't. I mean, almost every matchup we've seen has been extremely close and really well contested between these teams with very few blowouts. So I'm expecting a lot of the same. I would not be too surprised if this series goes the distance. So, either way, I'm just very excited. We've been doing this, the whole thing's been going for several weeks now, all culminating to this moment for the Premier Division to see which of these teams will take the whole thing. And they've held out this long, so let's see just how they can pull it off. Looks like teams are getting in, so it's game time.
Here we go, everybody. Finals of the Pulsar Premier League Premier Division. Boots and Cats against Double Tap. Let's see how this goes.
And here we go. Game 1. Underway. Quick face-off. Little advantage for Double Tap, but it will be cleared out by Laniakia. Ball set down. Ermagerd is going to try and fight this one off, but he actually doesn't make any contact there. Nobody's making contact. Apparently they're afraid of the ball. There's a good shot. Cleared downfield. Classics has to deny that one. And tries to play this one out, but he can't quite do it. Ermagerd's going to try to play this one in. Good floating shot up high. Mount is there down below, but no chance to do anything with it. That's going to get cleared down. Laniakia can't make the contact there. Ermagerd floats underneath, and I don't know, not seeing a lot of the type of play that I think I expected to see out of either of these teams yet. And, I think Boots and Cats might be warming up a little bit, having such a period of time off. And Double Tap kind of trying to regroup after a not-so-fun exchange in the last series.
Yeah, I think Double Tap's maybe a little bit of brain tired right now after having to fight so hard for that last series. And I think Boots and Cats maybe just warming up, like you said, a little bit. They had a little bit of a break between their semi and the finals, so we'll see if maybe by game 2 or 3 we can see some really high pressure from both of these teams.
Yeah. Big respect to Boots and Cats, by the way. These guys are a European team, and they are still in here. And it is not like my time, it's 11 o'clock. That means that these guys are dealing with, 4 or 5 a.m. And they are here still playing this out. It's just game 1. We could go the entire distance, but they're still playing this out. And, we'll see if they can pull it off. But right now, still a clean sheet. Mout, sorry, going to try to play this in, but Classics gets the clear, sending it downfield. Stopped by Laniakia. Classics fights it off the wall. Good second touch by Espion. Oh. Big goal for Double Tap.
Sorry. Apologies, everyone. I was taking camera shake off when this shot happened. Got a great shot by Classics. Espion with a nice read popping right over Mount. Didn't seem like there was anybody on net there. I think Mount was probably the last man on defense, hoping to get there. Didn't expect Espion to pop up underneath that. Really, really nice little read by Double Tap there. Good little 1-2.
It worked out well for them to kick things off here. Now, back on the attack, Espion's going to try to float up a little bit, but the ball pinches off the post. Going to the far side, but still on the attack. Digital going to put this one up. Both Laniakia and Ermagerd managed to defend that one. Mount now coming up to try to play this in. Espion knocks it to the corner. Here comes Ermagerd with a little floating touch, but it will still be knocked aside. So I will say the defense looking very good as Espion puts that one on, but Mount cuts that off. Digital playing it off to the corner. They're going to shut this one down as Laniakia tries to clear it up. Nice play by Ermagerd. Now a chance for Boots and Cats. Ooh, but that one kind of fizzles out on the wall there. And oh, this ball is bouncing in a dangerous position. Espion going to try to come up for the dunk, but can't
what a save. What a save by Mount there. Good prediction off that back wall bounce. It was just so hard to read. He went up real early for that, just waiting for it to come down right in front of his car.
Second shot there does not fall. There is a good clear, and the net's wide open, but it will break just a little far off to the right. Mount doesn't get the second touch. Laniakia tries to follow that up, but it does not happen, so Espion manages to play that out. And we are coming down to the final couple of minutes here in a very close game thus far, as Boots and Cats are waking up a little bit, I'm sure, after having been out of action for some time. There's a big shot on net, but it is quickly denied and sent all the way downfield. Espion plays it off the backboard. Off to Digital. Now he's going to try to play this one and can't quite get that side contact he needed. So that'll allow Boots and Cats to clear it, but Classics keeping the ball in, gets a second touch off the sideboard, and there's a big response by Espion.
Beautiful.
Extends his lead to 2.
Beautiful touch here by Classics. It looked like he wanted to put it on net, but then he realized that there was kind of someone waiting, so he puts it on the back wall, forces Ermagerd into the missed save, and Espion there for the follow-up off that back wall. It's hard to say if that was completely intentional by Classics, but either way, beautiful play by the two of those guys. This game, Classics and Espion are just kind of reading each other's touches really, really well. You can tell they've definitely put some hours in together.
Yep. So I mean, as it stands right now, it is a game one that's probably not going to go in favor of Boots and Cats unless they start clicking immediately. Oh, and there's a big shot there that Ermagerd's actually going to backflip in. As I say that, the mortar shot comes in up high.
Got a nice touch. Got a nice touch over to Digital there. Ermagerd, who just kind of found himself in the right place at the right time, coming out and noticing there was really no one on defense to contest that. Didn't have a whole lot to do there. All he really had to do was just push the ball towards the net, and he successfully did so. But under pressure, that's still very, not the easiest thing in the world.
Yep. So that response does give Boots and Cats enough time to potentially close this game back up. Thought they might have to save their response until the next game, but as they play it in, slow floating shot, Classics just cuts that one off.
Almost the accidental mind game there from Ermagerd.
Espion with a nice play off the wall, off to Digital. Digital going to try to put this one on point. Hits the crossbar. Chance for double tap. They have to get back in there, and they just do. Final 30 seconds. Time running out here, but still all the time they need. You only need 1 second to tie this game up. Mout going to try to get the cross here. It is well defended. Follow up by Ermagerd, but Espion will stop that one. Stop? Whatever.
Stop.
Espion floating it in. Cross here. Mout going to try to carry this one up. They can't get it past the defense, and time is almost up here. Final 10 seconds. There's a second shot, but it goes off the post. Oh, and that one is well saved. Chance.
Oh, no! Can they get it?
It has to get it.
Oh, there it is.
Sneaks in.
Oh, I think Ermagerd went for that touch and realized there was about just 3 seconds too little than he wanted, and all of a sudden Mount realized he might have had to come in to secure that. Seemed pretty confident knowing it was going to go in, but wow, how unfortunate there for double tap. Fortunate little bounce towards their net, and it resulted in an overtime. I'm assuming there's a dream, and it's overtime.
Yeah, definitely an overtime here. So some of that momentum they desperately need to get back, they have gotten back. So let's see if Double Tap can make this a quick overtime, or if Boots and Cats will respond just as abruptly. Or if we're here for a while, that could also happen too. Big stop there. Oh, open net opportunity, but no. Classics charges in to cut that one off. Ball's in a dangerous place. Digital actually had a great position on there, but couldn't quite react to it as quickly as he needed to. Now Ermagerd plays it up, gets it past the defender, but Digital will send this one back downfield. Off the backboard. Tries to get that follow-up shot. Not going to happen. Linia Kia. Follow-up chance here. Gets that floating shot.
Oh, and
Classics head and takes game one.
And there it goes, everybody. Game one. Just so everyone knows, it's a best of 7. This is the finals of the Pulsar Premier League Premier Division playoffs. Linia Kia coming in with that really hard, aggressive counterplay. Not really giving Double Tap the time to come back on defense. Honestly, I can't even make a prediction at this point. There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
No, not even a chance. This is not a way to start. We'll have to see how it plays out throughout the rest of the series. But, I will say, for a team that is not only playing incredibly late at night in their time zone, but also definitely cooled down a bit between their semifinal game and this match.
Yeah, they don't seem to have that
comeback.
They don't seem to have that EU hyper aggression that they had for those first 2 series that we watched them in. Maybe they just need a game or two to kind of get back into that mix, but I'm excited to see what both teams bring out after they kind of get a little more comfortable and really want to fight for it.
Yeah, I'm sure Boots and Cats would love for this to end early for multiple reasons. But in any event, we'll see if they can actually hold off Double Tap. Now, Ermagerd going to play this in as Game 2 kicks off. Oh, and a beautiful little back and forth there as Espion just manages to cut off the position. Now Digital playing that one up. Espion actually ends up sending that the other direction. And Kia playing it up high. Gets to get a little contact there. Tries to cross it in. Classics actually had cut that one off. Now Mout playing this one up. Digital stops it from getting anywhere into a strikeable position. But the attack continues. For Boots and Cats, Classics going to try to carry this forward. Well stopped there. Didn't quite get the contact I think Linia Kia wanted. But it's enough for now. Espion stops that clear from happening. Good save by Mout, who redirects that off to the sideboard. Now back downfield, wide open net, and Espion cuts that one off. Running low, well, not really running low on time, but not many chances coming in. Oh, there's Espion, who just manages to clip it.
Just about to make a comment on Boots and Cats finally putting on that aggression. Got an unfortunate pinch over Linia Kia here. He just couldn't get there in time. Almost there. Espeon knew he had to get up early and fast, and he was able to get there right over landing Akia, really punishing them for that hyper-aggression being all in their half.
Working out pretty well so far. So same kind of start we saw previously. And, oh, a really tight angle shot, but it just clips a little high. Follow up for Ermagerd. There's a good side swipe, and now finally making his presence felt in these finals with a big tying goal.
Got a really, really good center here, Ermagerd, with a really interesting angle. I don't know how he's able to get it over there so hard. The interesting Batmobile angles, and Matt with a really hard cut in the middle, keeping double tap on their toes there.
Yep, absolutely. And it's worked out pretty well for them now. So the game is tied. Mout, who had made a big impact in a lot of the series that we'd played beforehand, was a little quiet there in game one, but finally coming back in. Good pass from Digital. Brilliant team play.
Oh, man. What a great kickoff play here. Digital with a really hard pass over to Classics. Classics with a really nice, gentle touch into the top of the net. So hard to read, predict those. You know, when you're on ball cam, you can't really see that person over there waiting for it. So whoever was sitting in net there for Boots and Cats, you know, you probably didn't know it was coming on a net until it was just a little bit too late. And another one from Classics. Another hard hit to the top.
Yeah, big follow-up there, but here comes Boots and Cats on the attack. Lania Kia tries to force that from rebounding out too far, and Ermagerd with a big response, and the goals are coming rapid fire now.
It hasn't even been 2 minutes in this game. It's already 2-2. Lania Kia with a really nice gentle touch off that back, kind of slowing it down, really messing up double taps momentum there. I think they were expecting a really quick bounce. They all had to kind of slow down. Got a little out of position. Ermagerd was there to punish him for it.
Here we go again, back to the kickoff. Game tied yet again. Boots and Cats playing this one in, but Espeon will send it down. Digital gets a nice bit of contact there. Nobody to get that third touch that they probably would have needed. So now Boots and Cats back on the attack. Good play around. Oh, and a beautiful touch by Mout. Second goal for Mout, and a bit of a repeat from the type of goal he scored previously.
Just catching him off guard. Classics put it out thinking he had some more time. Ermagerd came in. Mout again with the hard cut. Really good angle. You know, he had to kind of predict not only the forward and backward trajectory, but also one coming out to him. And I don't think Double Tap thought he was going to make it for that. Maybe they, didn't give him the full respect he needed on that one. But either way, great opportunity taken there by Mout.
Yeah, that'd be very good timing on the part of Mout in order to make that goal successful. That shot, a little less timing, just a little more accuracy, but Digital cuts that one off. Now Espeon trying to play it in, but it will get flipped right back around for Boots and Cats. Fortunately, nobody on that side of the pitch to help do anything with it quite yet. Here comes Mout, good play in. Classics, though, will get the clear, sending it back downfield. Espeon off the backboard. But Ermagerd tries to follow this one up, and the ball is still in a dangerous place. Digital ends up putting it up high. Somebody from Double Tap has to come in to redirect it. Looks like it's not going to happen. Boots and Cats trying everything they can to clear this ball out of harm's way. They are effectively shutting down the play, but it is continuing to face this pressure. Now Classic's going to carry this one in, but it will get pinched out a little bit. Very small pinch as it gets sent back down. But the pressure's keeping on. Good job by Double Tap right now. Who's putting on a lot of pressure that finally ends, at least for now.
Yeah, you watch Double Tap when they're up in their opponent's half. They have some really solid rotation. Kind of almost in a V formation. One person up in net, some on the right, some on the left. You know, they're a big fan of those deflects, those redirects, those little gentle taps to each other across the net. And it definitely has been working. I mean, it's kind of how they got a lot of their shots this game. They've gotten a lot of cool shots from those kind of high redirects from the top right, top left of the net. And it's a really cool thing to watch. Definitely try and keep an eye out for their positioning the next time they're on offense.
Yep, absolutely. And there's a nice setup there. A big play off the corner in Lania Kia with a great goal here. This play is well put together by Boots and Cats playing off that bezel in the corner.
Yeah, it seemed to be a little miscommunications here. Some of the net didn't come out a little too quick. Really fortunate bounce there for Boots and Cats. You know, really nice one. Those just kind of pop up for you, give you a nice little time and area to shoot from. But really good on capitalizing on that. You know, those are tough to react to quickly. Definitely not trying to take anything away from that one.
We're good trying to contend that one. Can't quite do it. So now Double Tap back on the attack, but they are down 2 goals here with just about a minute to play. So that's going to make things very difficult, all things considered. Certainly not impossible, though. I'm sure if one more goal can come through for Boots and Cats, they might secure this game. We will see how it plays out. Espion keeping it in. Double Tap trying their best to close this gap a little bit and then hopefully get the tying goal. But Boots and Cats not going to allow it. Chance now for Mood is going to play. Mout is going to play that in on a wide open net. And that may very well be the insurance goal that Boots and Cats needs to own this series.
Yeah, I think Double Tap knew, they were down by 2. They really got to start putting on a high pressure and hoping to capitalize. But, like any team knows, if you want to take that risk and you want to push up, you know that a mistake's going to cost you a goal. But it's that toss-up. Like, you're already losing, so, what exactly do you have to lose? No pun intended there.
Yeah, for sure. Now we got Boots and Cats just eating up time, trying to put another goal away, but slowing down a little bit just to make sure that time is being eaten off the clock. Big pinch there. Double Tap can't follow up on it. Everybody from Boots and Cats is there. And with a 3-goal deficit with less than 20 seconds to play, might as well just say that it is done here in game number 2, and Boots and Cats will come within striking distance of winning this tournament, but they do need a couple more wins under their belt.
I mean, this is definitely what I live for. Just so everyone knows, when this season ended, our seedings for the season, Double Tap was number 1, and Boots and Cats was number 6, which is the cutoff time for our playoffs. So they were like the cutoff seed, I believe. I'm pretty sure they ended 6th, if not 5th. Either way, to see them in the finals playing this hard against a team this good is really impressive. I definitely know that I'm sure having this sub is having a small hamper. I see James Bot in chat over there. Hope you're having fun over that land, because it seems like your team misses you at the moment. They're down 2-0 in the finals.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, just like it says in the chat, if you want to participate in Season 2 of the Pulsar Premier League, make sure you go to pulsarpremierleague.com and do it now. Sign up today. Get your team involved. Get in on this. Maybe you can be in these finals someday. But doesn't matter if you're one of the best players in the world or not. There are a lot of different divisions that you could be a part of, so get in there. But for now, game number 3, Boots and Cats 2 up in this best-of-7 series. They're going to try their best to make this a quick night, considering how late it is in Europe. As we say that, the attack coming together for Boots and Cats so far pretty good. Not a lot of shots on target quite yet. They are getting very close with every second touch. Double Tap has to try to respond here. Ermagerd going to cut this off at the middle. Now Espion in a position to do something, but Digital will clear it all the way down. So Double Tap coming on the attack. Good shot on point. Classics can't get to it because Mout cuts that one off. Now a strike here for Ermagerd, and that was a practically wide open net.
We got a textbook counterattack here. We got a really good bounce over to Double Tap's half when they had just come from an attack. Espion going to meet, I believe that was Lania Kia out there, and the 50-50 did not go in his favor, just kind of died out there. But either way, it was a really good counterattack, really good reaction time there by Boots and Cats.
Yep, definitely so, and it has worked out in the opening goal here. Very, very early, though. So still plenty of time for Double Tap to get back into this, but Boots and Cats looking much more effective on the offensive side of the ball in terms of the types of plays they're putting together. We will see if they can keep that momentum up, but Espion now trying to prove me wrong. Good setup back for Double Tap. Digital in a decent position, but can't quite react to it fast enough. So Double Tap looked like they were putting together something nicely, but can't quite get it. So here comes Mout on the attack, plays it off the backboard. Digital with a salvaging shot, sending it back downfield. Classic's going to try to play this around the corner, but it's going to be sent back down by Boots and Cats. Second touch there, up to Lania Kia, who can't quite get that side swipe angle. Ball in a dangerous place. And Espion fortunately manages to get that out of harm's way. Classics couldn't quite get the second touch that they needed to put that one away on what was an open net. Now Boots and Cats back on the attack. Espion cuts that off at midfield. Here comes Lania Kia. Ermagerd holding it off in the corner. Chance for Mout to follow that up. Nope, Digital stops that from going anywhere. 2 minutes off the clock, and it's looking a little bit better for Double Tap right now.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be turning it a little around again, putting their pressure up. Just so everybody understands, Double Tap, not only did they come first in the seat, but they didn't lose a single series. They got the max amount of points you could possibly get, and they haven't lost yet in the playoffs, so they're technically undefeated in the Pulsar Premier League. So to see them 2-0 in the finals, down 2-0, and Digital with a nice save there.
So
sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
No, you're right. It's definitely a little bit surprising, but We'll see if they can actually turn this back around. Because while they are starting to look a little bit better, they have yet to put another goal, a single goal in. So they are still losing right now. Flash there. Espeon tries to put it in. Classics needs to follow that up, but can't quite do it. There's that second touch. Chance here for Boots and Cats, but nobody back there in a decent position to strike it. So Double Tap will manage to get the clear. Now Lady Akia fighting with Espeon in the corner, but no, ball still in a decent spot.
I don't know if you saw what just happened in that. Classics went to go demo the goal. He jumped a little too early. But since he's in the Batmobile, which is technically just a plank of wood, he just went right over the goalie and missed him. It was pretty funny to watch.
Worth a shot. Now Classic sending it way down pitch. But Mount deflects that off to the side. Chance for double tap here. But no, Lady Akia will help clear that out, at least to midfield, and disrupt that play. Now here comes Boots and Cats. Good touch by Mount. Oh, if that second touch had happened, that very well could have gotten past Classics. But it did not. So Boots and Cats has to try again on the attack, but double tap, spinning it back around. Good play off high, cut off by Digital. Lady Akia playing it down nicely. Ball now in a good place for Boots and Cats as Lady Akia gets the good cross off the backboard. Nobody there to get that second touch quite yet. Here comes Ermagerd, but Espeon able to quickly react to it. Lady Akia slowing that one down. Second touch, Espeon not on target with that touch. This is going to be a chance for Boots and Cats' final minutes of play. And these teams are both having a little bit of a hard time putting away much more than that one goal. Now that fight. Ball getting sent back up. Mount's going to come in underneath it. Good setup here for Boots and Cats, but nobody there to strike it a second time. Classics carries it out. Here comes Mount on the attack. But no, another save all the way back downfield. Chance for double tap. Final 30 seconds. They need to put away one more goal here. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to do it because it is getting a little hairy right now. Time is running out. And a critical goal from Lady Akia, who gets that necessary insurance.
Looks like it's a double tap just a little too long. Digital going back for the ball instead of going in net, which could have been the mistake he made. Maybe he thought Classics was a little closer. Boots and Cats just kind of capitalized again. Nothing too wild. But, I mean, putting it down, but they needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, very important goal there. The insurance necessary to effectively take this game here. And unfortunately, that win is going to put Double Tap on the verge. So Boots and Cats wanted to go home early because it's already well late for them. And as things are looking right now, that may very well could happen. Boots and Cats also trying to earn a little bit of momentum on the old power rankings with a win like this. This is actually a very sizable win. It might be an international game, but you know, we know the caliber of Double Tap, we know the caliber of Classics, even though he is a sub. You know, this is certainly a strong win that maybe they can build some momentum off of, because there is going to be, of course, Sunday coming up, the usual Sunday round of tournaments. So
yeah, I mean,
a lot of potential there.
A lot of cool things that I know the Pulsar Premier League has brought is a lot more opportunity for these teams to play against each other at high caliber. You look at the ESL, you know, you really don't play against other higher caliber top ranked teams until the last few rounds, and then if you don't make it past the one round, you don't have an opportunity. But you know, we give these teams week by week plenty of chances to play against other high caliber teams, so you really get to see how they're performing week by week, and it keeps everyone honest with each other. You know, you really can't have that many slacking weeks. But I don't want to take too much time talking with this. Game 4 starting with Boots and Cats up 3-0 right now on the relentless double tap.
Boots and Cats trying to go home early, and that's a great way to start. As Ermagerd and the rest of Boots and Cats just forcefully making this goal happen.
Really nice little touch by Mount. I don't know if he got the second one. I don't think he did, but Ermagerd coming in, keeping Espeon kind of on his toes. Espeon wasn't able to get a good touch on that. Just kind of slipped right past him.
Yeah, that one was just couldn't quite cut it off, and basically Ermagerd just used him as a deflection. And wow,
no!
From distance, Ermagerd gets slightly past the defense here with this big distance shot, and
really
not much else to say about that.
Really good pop. Like I said on those kickoffs, like teams are a little scattered, and it seemed like Digital wasn't in the best position because he was going for that corner boost, which is a very reasonable thing to do. You just don't expect a hard high shot like that in the first 2 seconds off a kickoff.
Yeah, and that's going to put Double Tap in a very dangerous position. They are down 2-0 with less than 30 seconds off the clock, so that is not how you want to start this game, all things considered, especially knowing just how difficult it's been to get anything past Boots and Cats so far. Oh, but there's a great way to try and close this. Classics taking advantage of a poor clear to put that one in.
Double Tap making sure that they're definitely not going to be forgotten. Lenny Ikea kind of centered it there for him. A little bit of a mistake. Mount tried to beat it, but Classics read it a little sooner. Was able to kind of slam that in right on the other side of the goalie.
Yeah, you got to be very careful with clears like that play it off to the center. Unless your teammate is right there and waiting, then the other team can certainly exploit it, and we just saw that happen. Now Classics trying to come in. Double Tap wants to quickly respond and close this up.
Oh, no!
Cut off what would have been the tying goal.
What an unfortunate position. Oh, no, he just kind of landed there. I was hoping he could maybe hop and deflect it, but he just couldn't do it in time.
No, unfortunately, just could not get out of the way. So that's going to allow Boots and Cats a chance to turn this around, but Double Tap immediately getting the pressure back on. At least a little bit. Let's see if they can flip this out. Ball's going to get pinched to the other side of the field, just in case you missed what those walls look like. Now Classics stops that one from going off of the wall. Now going to try to play this along the back, but here's an attempt for Boots and Cats. Digital, though, right there to respond to it. Nobody from Boots and Cats to get that second touch. Big detonation on Laney Ikea. So Boots and Cats will have to fall back, regroup. They will get this clear, which will go all the way downfield as Ermagerd gets a second touch there, but it is in a good spot for Boots and Cats, but nobody there to react to it before Espion does. Now Laney Ikea with the cross, cut off by Digital. Ball getting pinched out, another follow-up shot. Classics has to deny that one. Chance for Double Tap off to Espion. He's going to play off the backboard. Double Tap can't get the finish. Digital doesn't get the frontward momentum he needs and ends up putting it a little too high. Now Classics off to the wall. Laney Ikea cutting that one off. The aggression on both sides of the pitch right now is palpable.
These guys are definitely it seems like Boots and Cats really want to take this home now, and Double Tap does not want to be out just yet. And they are showing it.
And a necessary tying goal here for Espion, who cuts off that clear. That doesn't go anywhere. Big Mount tries to stop it.
Big Mount.
But, yeah, just couldn't quite cut that one off. So all things considered, we are tied yet again. Double Tap now going to try their best to complete the reverse sweep because they cannot afford to lose a single game. Classics going to try and slowly carry that one in, but Laney Ikea fights it off. Now Mount carrying it downfield, cut off by Digital. So I will say, for Double Tap and a big shot there, followed up by Espion. I was just about to say, Double Tap is looking very strong here, and with that third goal, they are showing it.
Yeah, this is the pressure they need. It seems like Boots and Cats are getting a little back-footed on net. Same with the last goal. Matt with that weak touch, Ermagerd with that weak touch. When you're in front of net, you really got to make sure you keep that to the right or left of net. You got to put it against a wall, or else they're just going to be able to keep putting that pressure on. So Double Tap's making them pay for their aggression here, or even on their defensive aggression.
Yeah, hopefully the time is not getting to them too badly. They are almost on the verge of winning this series, but they need to recover because right now they are behind, and they have not been behind very often this series. Good stop by Mount. Oh, and that one gets pushed past by Classics, and Double Tap has turned on big time.
It seems like they've definitely put that pressure on. They're really making Boots and Cats pay for that pressure. Like I said, like Boots and Cats has even aggressive defense, and they're always looking to counter, and they're always looking to chase, and they're making sure that's just not possible, and they just keep putting the shots on. Really great play there by Double Tap.
Yeah, they're trying their best. Oh, and another goal is going to hit the bar. Fortunately for them, it will be cleared out. Boots and Cats has to score here very quickly. And as I say that, beautiful play in. And
oh my God!
What did we say?
Beautiful passing play by Mount and Ermagerd. Or that was Laney Ikea. Oh my God! What great predicts by both of these players. Mount able to put it around that last defender just in time. They are not out yet, and they are not giving up.
Yeah. And almost Espion cut that one off. Oh, off the kickoff. Easily defended, though, by both Espion. Digital was also there to back him up. Within one goal now to try to tie this up. Boots and Cats on the verge of being forced of having to go to Game 5 of this best-of-7 set. They would love for it to end here. So we'll see if it'll actually happen. Now play it forward. Sorry about that. Put it in. Lady Ikea gets the cross, gets it past Espion. Dangerous spot here. They did not. They got very lucky there.
They really
taking
did.
way too long to try to clear that out. But as I say that, luck turns around abruptly, and Classics gets a lead extending goal here late in the game.
It was a great pinch on the ground there by Classics. It seems like a lot of the goals this game have been counterplays, which just shows that both these teams are being very aggressive right now. Double Tap not wanting to get knocked out, and Boots and Cats wanting to end it as soon as they can. You know, when you're up 3 games in a best of 7, you have that momentum on both mentality and mechanically. So they're really hoping to capitalize on that.
Yeah, you also got to wonder if you have that comfortable lead, do you start letting your foot off the gas a bit, and is that why they're getting punished, or is it really just Double Tap finally finding their groove against this team? And I'm sure, well, it's going to be hard to say in this game. We will find out by the next one.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. I'm excited to see what these teams bring now that Double Tap has that little breath of fresh air with at least a game under their belt. They're probably going to be bringing a little bit more pressure and a little bit more unity. Oh.
Espion almost with the dunk, but the pressure is still on right now. Final 30 seconds. I don't know if Boots and Cats will have the time to actually do anything here. They have to score 2 goals very quickly, but it looks like Double Tap might pull off the win here, force the next game. Chance. Oh! What kind of crazy-ass bounce did this goal take? I missed it completely.
Lanny Akia got a really nice deflect towards the side of the net. Matt went to go shoot it. Digital got in the way. Classics was there too. I think it pinched off a good 3 players before it went to that top corner.
I will say 19 seconds is a lot of time. We will see if Boots and Cats can come back to tie this up, or if Double Tap is going to force another game and finally get a win here. Play in, 13 seconds to go. Mount coming off the wall here. He's going to try to carry this up. Good wall shot. Sets it up for one of his teammates. Digital tries to cut that off. Time running very low, and they're not on the attacking position yet. Ball getting played in all the way back downfield, and no, it will not happen. Double Tap will take game 5. 4. Whatever.
4. Yes, 4.
It is 4.
So it is 3-1 now,
No.
everybody. Boots and Cats up 3 games to Double Tap's 1. But if anyone was watching the last game we had, we almost got a reverse sweep from Foremost against Double Tap. So, you know, these series have been very interesting and not exactly heavy set on one way as far as the series go. Maybe in certain games, you know, one team really shows their shine, but other than that, I mean, it seems to alternate pretty hard, and it's really awesome to watch. It's really awesome to see these 2 teams just really duke it out.
Yeah, I mean, Double Tap finally starting to find their footing a bit. You know, and like I said, I don't know for sure which one it is. But that goal may have just explained which one it was, as Digital comes in hot off the kickoff here from Espion and just taps this one. No reaction, no real chance to get to it, and immediately, in 3 seconds, Double Tap on the board.
Really nice double touch there by Digital.
Yeah, works out
Or
really
should
well.
I
So
say
now-
double tap?
Well, another kickoff there. Ball's going to get floated up. Espion tries to put it in on point. Boots and Cats, though, need to wake up a little bit, maybe literally, because this might be coming down to the end of their sleep cycle. And Espion, another big goal here for Double Tap. And this is starting to look
What
very good.
is
for the North
happening
American
with
team.
this playoffs, man? What is going on?
The potential is there. They just need to win one more game, and they're having such a hard time pulling that off, because now Double Tap, as we said, is really looking like they are on fire. Not like there's tons of time left, because there certainly is. But now Lanny Akia playing this ball off to the corner. Now it can't quite get to it, so Digital plays it in. Here comes Espion. and there's another goal, and it just keeps coming.
This is just a very textbook center. Really good touch by Digital. Comes just far off that back wall. Really stops the defense from being able to come out. Espion with a great read on there. You know, sometimes it's the simple off the back wall plays that really result in some nice shots. It's so hard for the defense to come out quick enough for those to meet them. But at the same time, like it gives the offense, they have to be able to predict quickly and be there as high as possible.
Yeah, they do, and it's getting very tricky. Boots and Cats, you know, like we said, the literal sleep factor is actually a very major component here. Hard to have that reaction time and awareness when you're fighting off disease, but don't want to attribute anything to that, because they made it this far playing late. It's just Double Tap is really starting to click in a lot of ways, but Boots and Cats now on the attack. Mount playing it off the wall. Ball's going to get cleared all the way down. Time for Classics.
Oh.
Does get a little redirect, but it's just too far off. Mount prevents this follow-up by Espion, but here they come again. Oh, Classics kind of helping Boots and Cats there on the defensive side. Now Ermagerd whiffs on that aerial attempt. So this is going to allow Double Tap to try to play this through. But no, it will get turned around. So here comes Boots and Cats. Digital, though, trying to slow down the attack. Yeah, Boots and Cats well out of position there to do anything about it. But Mout will set it up. Going to try to get his own follow-up. And big save by Classics, who ends up turning that to the side, preventing one goal. Mout has been one of the most effective players on Boots and Cats right now. But there's a good center by Ermagerd, which gets cleared off by Espion. And yeah, Boots and Cats having a difficult time squeezing anything past this North American team.
Yeah, I mean, all Double Tap's really ever needed to do. I mean, like I said, these guys, they're high in the power rankings for a reason. I mean, they're really solid. Espion, one of their insanely impressive players. You know, when he turns it on, he is a force to be reckoned with. So all they really need to do is just be consistent and really put it on Boots and Cats on their hyper aggression, get those counter hits, and they can keep this series going as long as possible. But they can't leave too much room for Boots and Cats to breathe, because they will take advantage.
Yeah, they are doing actually a very good job of that right now. They're shutting down a lot of these plays. They're trying to cut them off before they happen. And while Boots and Cats is sneaking a few chances in, they are coming a lot fewer and further between than we saw with Foremost. It seemed like Foremost had a lot more time and therefore was putting forth a lot more chances. But we're going to see if Boots and Cats can somehow get back into this. Only 2 minutes to play, and they haven't been able to put a single point on the board in this game, just due to some very skilled defense and a lot of high offense. Chance for a Double Tap, though, will not happen. Oh, but there's a good redirect, puts it up high, and Ermagerd just manages to cut that one off. But Boots and Cats now needs to charge in hard here and get something. They are 3 goals down. There's 2 minutes to play. That is just not good for where they want to be right now.
No, not at all.
And they're going to keep that momentum going for Double Tap. But now play up. A bit of a clash in the corner. Boots and Cats having a very hard time getting this ball out of the corner. Or I should say, out of their own zone.
Yeah, no, Boots and Cats seems to be, maybe, like you said, it could be their exhaustion, because it is probably close to 5 a.m. by them. They are a European team, for those of you that just kind of tuned in. But they definitely still shown their abilities here and there throughout this game. They just haven't been able to keep it up like they had been the rest of the playoffs.
Unfortunately, it's starting to slow down a little bit, but hopefully they can get back into it. Nice little touch by Mout, though. Can't quite put it in. Double Tap, though. Oh, and that one will indeed go in. That just so hard to stop the ball when it takes those bounces.
Yeah,
Digital gets credit for it here, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, it was a really good, hard hit off that top ceiling. You know, it's hard to say if he knew that was going to happen, but either way, like, it would have been a really hard clear towards the net, giving them an opportunity that Boots and Cats clearly wasn't ready for.
Yeah, well, in the final minute, it's practically impossible for Boots and Cats right now with 4 goals that they would have to try to score here. And they have yet to do a single bit of offense. They're having a difficult enough time just putting chances on net, let alone putting in goals. And Double Tap is doing everything they can to just keep building the momentum that they need to take this all the way. And there's another goal, all but securing their win in this game.
Looks like Double Tap's really trying to remind them that there's still something to be reckoned with. You know, going up 3-0 in a series really gets a team probably a little bit cocky. You know, like subconsciously they're probably ready for the win there. You know, they're already there. But Double Tap was not ready to just roll over in defeat yet, and they are definitely rubbing it in their faces right now with this 5-0 victory, really reminding them to bring it for the next game.
Yeah, and they will absolutely have to bring it. They will have to bring everything they have in order to try and, you know, get back into this series. I mean, they just need one more win, and they're done, you know? I'm sure they're tired. I'm sure they'd love to go to bed, but they need to win one more game in order to do that. So Double Tap. Well, at least they're on the board, and I will say this. A late game goal can actually be very beneficial even if you're going to lose the game. It's all about starting to build that momentum, and if you can finish a game with a goal, you can carry that momentum into the next game and maybe even use that to start setting the pace and potentially win that game. I've seen that happen many times.
Yeah, and like you said, they only need that one more game. So all they need to do is really feel that momentum for the last, 30 seconds of a game and bring that into the beginning of the next game. Get a good lead off the bat and keep it. I mean, that's what we've seen in a few games today already. But everyone's been pretty fighting for it, though. I mean, even the games where there's a lead, people seem to be coming back from him. They're not giving up easy. But so that was game 5 of this best of 7 series in the finals of the Pulsar Premier League Premier Division playoffs against Boots and Cats and Double Tap. It's quite a little mouthful sentence there. So Boots and Cats, that's one away from taking this. Double Tap 2, but Double Tap was down 3-0 2 games ago. So they are pushing it, and they aren't letting anybody fight, or they aren't letting anybody down. I know James Bot's probably happy. I don't know if he's still watching.
He better still be watching.
He better still be watching.
If his team is fighting for it, he better be up here watching this, rooting on his teammates who are trying to complete this comeback.
It's looking like maybe Boots Cats fell asleep at the keyboard there.
Well, hopefully they will get back into things as we go into the next game here. Yep, they are still there. They have entered the game. So, all right. Well, here we go. Game 6. A 3-2 series so far. Double Tap, if they win this one, will force a deciding Game 7 and potentially complete a reverse sweep after being down 3-0. But Boots and Cats, they need to come in with everything they have if they want to try to end this. They ended that game with a goal. Now, if they can turn that momentum into a win here, then they will be the victors of the Pulsar Premier League Premier Division. And that's a good way to start, but Digital cuts it right off. Now Espion trying to play that one up, and there's a follow-up by Lania Kia, and he's just going to try to sneak that past, and there's a big response by Ermagerd, and that is a much better start for Boots and Cats.
Lania Kia with the patience here, getting a really, really nice shot to that top corner, forcing Digital into a really weak clear. Ermagerd just kind of waiting patiently for that awkward touch he knew Digital was forced into, and just put it right in with no resistance.
That sort of start is exactly what they needed. They needed to start showing what they've been doing throughout this series. Good play off the backboard here. Oh, Maut tried to come in and cut that one off, but couldn't quite get to it. Classics whiffing completely on that aerial. Thought he might make a little contact, but not quite, just majestically passing by. So this ball's going to be played in by Double Tap. Digital setting it in for Espion, who can't quite do anything with it, so he'll end up having to put it to the opposite wall. Now Classics playing it in. Chance for Double Tap to try to close this game back up. But the ball is going to be rolling helplessly back downfield. Ermagerd going to play this one in. Just needs a side swipe here. Oh, there's a follow-up by Maut. And a big goal to extend their lead even further. And here comes Boots and Cats back on the attack.
Yeah, we were on Digital's camera right there, and it seemed like he just wasn't prepared for Maut. I don't think he saw him on camera. It might have been hidden by the ball. Maut just noticing they were a little slow to the ball there and making them pay. Just slamming it right in there past 2 defenders. Definitely not the kind of goal you expect to see, but definitely something Boots and Cats needs, as you say, to really try and put this last game away.
Yeah, maybe that momentum of that last goal really gave them what they needed, or maybe they're just like, maybe they took that final few seconds of the last game to group up and say, all right, we got to win one more game so we can go home. And this is the way to do it. Now again, taking advantage of an empty net.
So angry, tired right now. What a great play off that back wall. Looks like Espion wasn't able to read that the way he was hoping. Maybe he didn't realize he was last man when he dedicated himself to that aerial. Definitely a risky move, and Maut just coasting it in after that.
Yeah, it works out very well. Off the kickoff, set up for Ermagerd. Oh, it's going to be contested by Espion, but he's going to carry this one up. Oh, and if he can get just another side to it, he does get it. He just beats him to it, and I wonder if the height clearance of that Batmobile helped him cut to that ball.
That was
in time.
Really good pop over Digital. Really good follow through. Not getting under pressure there. I know a lot of times I miss those. I slam them against the black wall. Don't make it around that post. It's just a good play overall. Yeah, the Batmobile jukes, I think is something we're all hoping to see just a little bit in these series. Seeing someone use the Batmobile in a playoff like this is definitely an interesting choice.
Yeah, we haven't had many events since the Batmobile's come out, but it's an interesting vehicle, and it seems to be working out. Oh, Lania Kia actually ends up slowing that one down, not quite getting the side contact that he needed, but right now a big 4-0 lead for Boots and Cats with over 3 minutes to play. I mean, that is a lot of goals scored very, very quickly for this team. Now Espion manages to cut that one off. He's going to try to get the first goal here off to Classics, and they finally will break the score sheet and get on the board. Could be building their own momentum here with 3 minutes to play.
Good out of that back wall by Espion. Ermagerd thought he had it, maybe just predicted a little bit off. Classics waiting patiently, hoping for the miss. Just getting a nice gentle touch in the net, knowing he had no one to contest it.
Yeah, that worked out very well.
Yeah.
So So far, so good. Let's see if Double Tap can continue that momentum, maybe force a Game 7, but not if Boots and Cats can allow it. Good touch by Mout. Not enough behind it, though, so it was relatively easily stopped. Another big save there by Irma Gerd. Ball still in a dangerous spot. There's another quick goal, and Espion and the rest of Double Tap are quickly trying to close this gap.
These are those shots that we're talking about with Espion, just always, no matter where it is, being able to put it on target, hard, up and mid. You know, these aren't bounces, these aren't weak, these are hard hits. And it's definitely something he thrives at. It's something his team jokes about of how many shots on goal he usually gets. You know, I don't know if we've had a lot these series, but, you know, he definitely every now and then pokes through with those really hard, promising shots.
Yep, and right now they are on the attack, and they're doing a good job of keeping Boots and Cats from establishing some defense. But I will say this, Boots and Cats desperately wants to get a goal here. Classics, though, will cut that one off. Puts it off to the corner. Still a chance here. Now gets the pinch. Ball back downfield. And Lania Kia will have to help play this forward. Still in a good place where Boots and Cats mount. Oh, just misjudges that. Goes too far behind it. Could have put that shot on target. This one will float all the way down. Classics puts it in, and it does sneak in, and this is a one-goal game.
From 4-0 to 3-4, Double Tap is definitely showing the fact that they seem to like their comebacks. Digital or Classics showing a really nice, accurate, hard touch with a nice corner of his dominus, hitting it on that left post, not giving him a lot of room to react. But they're definitely showing they're a big fan of comebacks in both series and individual games.
Absolutely. That is 3 goals in about a minute's time. And Boots and Cats, they need to hold out. Whatever energy they have left, they have to hold out. And this is a good shot. It's going to come up high, and there's a big follow-up of Lania Kia. Quickly expanding that lead again to try and maintain this advantage and end this thing.
Really good high arc hit there by Lania Kia. I think Digital was maybe hoping, you know, it almost seemed like it was going in there for a second. He was hoping it would bounce a little closer, but it just a little too far from him, a little slower to react, and they were able to capitalize.
All right, not much on the kickoff for both touches. Remberger's going to try to come up, but it does get fought off, and that shot gets saved at the last moment by Lania Kia. Espion keeps it in, pass to Classics. Classics floats it up. Could be going to Digital. Nope, nobody there. That's not going to happen, so that one gets fought down. Now a play out from Boots and Cats. Still kept in. Good distance shot here. It's going to go off the backboard. They need the follow-up. Good undertouch by Classics to carry this out. He's going to try to solo play this forward, but he can't get past Lania Kia, who stops that. Coming down to the final minute. Still a 2-goal lead. Back and forth. Mount can't quite get the second touch to help that shot go in. Nice play along the wall. Classics coming down, but Lania Kia preventing that. It's going to the corner. Mount misjudging these plays a little bit here. Oh, but he stops that shot from going in. Or at least being played in. Now Lania Kia going to try to carry this forward. Espion keeps it down. Mount now going to carry it forward. Good shot. Ball all the way downfield. Less than a minute to play. Still possible, but the odds of this working out for Double Tap are rolling down. That's a big opportunity.
No!
Gets what may very well be the insurance goal here.
Espion landed in a very unfortunate position here just as Ermiger went for the touch. Espion tried to jump out of the way, and he just couldn't. Centering it perfectly away from his teammates, right into Mount's hands. Super unfortunate on Espion's part there. Definitely not intentional.
No, just you know, unlucky positioning, but unfortunately it came at the worst possible time for Double Tap and the rest of this team, because it looks like, as we stand right now, that this series, this tournament, this league is going to go to Boots and Cats, who are 3 goals up in this final game that they need. Game 6. Oh, but here's a chance for Double Tap. They're going to try to close this down, but a miscommunication there. They had a wide open net, and it just fell apart. Time expiring, final 10 seconds, and you might as well just pack your bags, ladies and gentlemen, because the one European team in this tournament has managed to win the whole thing.
I have to say I am more than impressed with everyone's performance today.
So Boots and Cats have won the Pulsar Premier League Premier Division playoffs, and Mount wants to pass out, I'm sure, as the rest of his team. But a huge congratulations go out to Boots and Cats, the solo EU team representing in here, holding out until what is, let's see, so it's about midnight my time. That means it's going to be about 5 or 6 o'clock their time, wherever they may be in Europe. Yet they are here. The sun's starting to come out down there. But they have held out the entire time. So a huge congratulations out to Boots and Cats, your Pulsar Premier League Premier Division champions.
No, seriously, congrats to Boots and Cats. Congrats, I mean, to everybody. You know, you had Double Tap coming out on top in season play. They definitely showed all season, making it to the finals, you know, almost coming back from a 3-0 loss. Everyone playing really, really well today. Foremost, almost taking Digital out early on. You know, you had Boots and Cats just coming out hard right off the bat. You know, without even, you know, they didn't hesitate in the slightest. It looks like Matt maybe wants a 1v1. But my controller is not hooked up. I'm sorry, Matt.
Probably going to 1v1 his mattress at this point.
But thank you so much for everyone coming out. I really, really appreciate we got a good turnout. Thank you again for Mockit for the host. You know, really bringing in the viewers. I really appreciate that. I hope people enjoyed us. I am Findable Carpet. For those of you who I saw a lot of people asking questions as to who is casting with Shalthus. I know I don't have the fame of of Shalthus here, but thank you again, Shalthus. Thank you for coming. I know it's been quite a long little series. It was supposed to be pretty quick, and it's lasted a little while, but
hey, you know, it lasted about as long as I expected.
Yeah, I guess
the tournaments I've been a part of, this is right on target. and I will say, like, for one, I mean, thank you and everybody who is part of the Pulsar Premier League for putting this on. Like, this is such a great addition to the competitive Rocket League scene. It's just to allow these teams that might not be, you know, in that top tier pro level to still have a chance to play, still have a chance to compete, still have a chance to be featured and streamed and have all that fantastic stuff. So it goes absolutely without saying that the Pulsar Premier League is fantastic, and you all, if you want to play in this, regardless of your skill level, give it a shot. Go to pulsarpremierleague.com, sign up for Season 2, get involved, and see if you are able to hang with some real competition that's right at your level.
yeah, I guess just to tag on a little bit for those of you who really don't know what the Pulsar Premier League is. I put a little info in, but it's getting pretty spammed out of the chat. It's essentially a league that's kind of based both to cater towards high level players and low level players, separated by divisions and whatnot. But we have completely open signups that are open right now. Season 2 is going to start in approximately 2 weeks. You know, the tough thing is we don't want to start too early because we don't want to suffer from having not enough teams, but we also don't want there to be a huge delay. But with the close of Season 1, we have a lot of new things coming Season 2. We're going to have big qualifying tournaments this season to maybe put people in a place that I think maybe will fit their skill level a little harder. And I really encourage everyone to sign up, everyone to give it a go, everyone to check it out. I'm really excited to see what future seasons can bring. And again, big shout out to everyone that was here today, everyone in the playoffs. You know, congrats to Boots and Cats. Thank you again, Shalthus, for giving me your time and your beautiful, beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm always glad to see more competition, more awesome stuff, and I can't wait for Season 2. Hopefully everybody who's in here who wants to play wants to sign up for this, because it is going to be legit stuff. So, yeah, thank you to everybody, and thank you for having me. It has been a pleasure.
And thank you, everybody. That is going to be it for the night. By all means, please give us a follow. We will be casting a lot more next season. We're going to be doing probably about 3 days a week for both EU and NA. I know some of you in the chat here rooting for Boots and Cats are from you know, in an EU time zone, but we will be casting for you guys a lot next season because we will be having an EU Premier Division. So get hyped up for that for sure. But other than that, it's been a great time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shalthus, and you guys have a good night.